Hello, everybody.
Oh, oh my god!
We're starting right off with it, aren't we?
Unfeel
Hey guys, thank you again for the sub, Michaela. Friggin' 20 months, time flies. Do we have game sound? Is that a thing we have right now? Hello?
Hang on.
Oh yeah, we got game sound.
Yeah.
Perfect. Man, time flies. It feels like just 20 months ago you subscribed to me. It's crazy.
God, it's almost gonna be 2 years. Jesus.
Yeah. Wild. All right. But yeah, we're back. We're hunting for Lugia. We got Loon.
Final countdown.
Wait, why did you suggest Ligma and not like Lugia?
Oh my god.
It's not too late. We haven't caught him yet.
Oh my god, you're right. It could be Lugia. I didn't want to be too egotistical.
I can't believe we've gotten this far and we just thought of it.
Oh my god.
Where did we go so wrong? So, yeah, fingers crossed that we get shiny Luigi tonight.
We'll see.
Yeah,
if
time will
not,
tell.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't get it, my opinion is fuck it.
Yeah. We've put in honest work.
Yeah, I think I have now done... I'm getting close to having done more streams hunting for Lugia than I did playing through Leaf Green.
Yep.
So I think we've put in our time. After tonight.
I realize that like there's no way to know how long this is gonna take, but I will say I didn't think it would take this long.
Yeah. But it's been fun, and that's what counts.
Yeah.
Maybe the real shiny Lugia was the friends we made along the way.
So I don't want to start this stream off with a hit to the morale, but I have recently been hit with a hit to the morale.
Okay, all right.
I have a friend who is playing the new generation of games, Scarlet and Violet.
Yep, the ones that have a higher shiny rate base, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, do they? Okay, then that might make me feel better.
I think the base is like 4,000 now, if I've heard right.
Okay, then that might make me feel better because he has been every now and then sending me pictures of random shinies he's finding in the wild, and I'm like, and he's like, I don't have a shiny charm. What is happening? Once was 2 in one day, and I was like, are you kidding me?
I think the other thing with those games, with the more recent ones, is that you actually physically see the Pokemon.
That's true. That's why.
So you have like you can have 7 or 8 encounters without actually having to fight any single Pokemon.
Yeah, that is true. So I mean,
that was the big thing when I played Let's Go Pikachu, because Michaela got Eevee and I got Pikachu because she liked Eevee, and therefore I had to be the one to take the L. And yeah, no, just like the number of shinies that would come up.
I laugh partly because I think it's funny that you're calling Pikachu the L, but I'm also laughing because my ex and I had the same exact exchange. I got Eevee and he had to take the L.
Yep. it's a universal experience, you know?
It is.
But no, like they're both good games. They're both good games. It's just
they're really good games, but that's really fucking funny.
It's okay. I got the Pokeball Joy-Con, so who really won here?
Oh man.
I got the Mew out of it.
I shelled out for it, and then I realized that I had really just wanted the Mew.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You gotta catch them all, you know? It's
yeah. I had a lot of fun though trying to see what games I could get away with playing at least partially on Pokeball.
True. I always love stuff like that. Just like grab a weird controller and see if you can fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised. I was trying to set up a controller, my GameCube controller, or not GameCube, my Xbox controller that I have plugged into my computer. I was setting it up with Dolphin so that I could use it instead of a sideways like actual Wii remote when I was playing Path of Radiance, or sorry, Radiant Dawn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the sideways Wii remote is cool, but why drain the batteries on my Wii remote if I'm not actually like using the motion controls or anything?
That's fair.
But when I was setting it up, for some reason it took all the inputs as a GameCube controller, and that's how I found out that you can play Radiant Dawn with a GameCube controller, so I've just been doing that.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
I guess
Task
it
failed
makes sense though,
successfully.
because if it was on the Wii, you probably had the option.
Yeah, but not every game supported it, though.
That's true. That's true.
They had to go out of their way to set that up to work.
That's true.
And it has GameCube button prompts and everything.
Oh.
Like all the weirdly shaped X and Y and the green A and the red B and all that.
Yeah.
It's a nice little touch. I always like games that go out of their way to like support stuff that you wouldn't necessarily expect them to.
Yeah.
Hello, Honor.
Hello, Honor.
Welcome to the party. We are slowly but surely getting there.
I miss the weird yet perfect ergonomics of the GameCube controller.
Right? That's part of why I got those Joy-Cons, is it just feels right. And maybe that's just because I grew up playing the GameCube and my hands molded to the shape of the controller because I was holding it so much as I grew up. It was probably, like, it's not that the GameCube controller was perfectly shaped to hold, it's that I evolved into the perfect form to hold the GameCube controller.
God. I want to buy those, but I then instead decided to buy a big D&D cardigan.
But honestly, like, which is going to see more use?
That's true. I'm gonna wear that D&D cardigan like every fucking day.
I got a nice like red plaid flannel like jacket thing from a friend for Christmas. And that thing has been like my go-to for the last like 3 months.
It's the most Canadian thing I've ever heard you say.
Yeah, yeah. What? Not the living within walking distance of a restaurant with 100 different kinds of poutine.
Look, that was it before. That was the original.
Okay, all right.
This beat that out.
I understand. It's just how it is, eh?
Yeah.
You can tell me about it. I never got the Aboot thing.
Me and Alex at some point, and I don't remember what the conclusion was, but she and I had a discussion at some point about the sorry distinction. And I wish I knew what the point was. But what it ended up just devolving into was both of us just repeating sorry back to each other in different accents, like for like a good 20 minutes.
That sounds about right. Love that.
Yeah.
Man, Lugia must be getting tired of us by now, right?
God, I only wish.
All right, Lugia. If you really don't want us around anymore, what are you going to do about it?
Set me free! No.
It was worth a shot. So, yeah, we've achieved a follower goal yesterday.
Yes! Oh my god.
We're getting fucking buddy sim going on soon.
Yes.
I am excited for that one. But I'm also excited for new sub goal as well.
Oh my god. Have you shown what you've been working on?
You and one other person have seen. I've made a fun little graphic for the permadeath run of Breath of the Wild.
I don't want to say anything. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, I think that's where we're gonna leave it. It's a surprise thing that we'll find later. But yes, if we reach 15 subs, I will complete a Breath of the Wild permadeath run before Tears of the Kingdom comes out, or before I play Tears of the Kingdom, if anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I will start from the very beginning of the game. I will defeat Ganon. I will free all 4 divine beasts along the way. And if I die at any point, the journey begins from square one, back at the Great Plateau, getting the glider from the old man.
Godspeed.
We will be seeing Santa probably quite often. But it's gonna be fun.
Nothing like the fear of death.
Right? Live for that shit. Beard for luck. I assume you mean bread, but also I do have this, so both.
I'm trying to think of how to set up a joke and I just lost it.
It's fine. I hope you find it.
I will find it eventually.
And then once you tell the joke, I'll lose it.
God damn it. What the hell?
I'm here.
That's true. We're in
really
Lugia purgatory.
You really think anything the devil has in store for me is worse than this, Luke?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the arthritis that your hands are getting from this.
It's okay. It's an occupational hazard, you know? This is just something I gotta put up with.
Dude, I've started to notice, okay. I gotta hit you with some first world problems.
Alright.
Like, I noticed that, like, recently I've been having more troubles with, like, pain in my wrists and carpal tunnel-esque symptoms. And I went, what has changed?
What's the deal with that?
I've started streaming and playing video games for at least 3 hours a day. What a wonderful problem to have.
Yep. Oh, man. I think my body's just grown accustomed to it at this point.
That is fair. I think that's what happened to my spine.
Oh.
I feel worse standing than I do sitting, so.
Oh no. Yes, I think I've evolved into the perfect being to play video games. I'm like Shadow the Hedgehog, but for playing video games.
I'm the coolest.
The ultimate life form.
Oh my god. Meanwhile, I'm here. I'm the bio lizard. I just have asthma.
Oh.
Well, okay, maybe it's not the only. It's one of the only boss fights that I can ever remember in which asthma is a boss mechanic.
I think there's not asthma, but I think one of the Metal Gear Solid games has old age as a boss mechanic.
Oh my god, I remember this.
Yeah. It's one of the only things I know about the Metal Gear Solid series is there's one boss who if you take too long to I think it's if you take too long to get to him, he just dies of old age instead of you having to fight him.
You can change the date on your console.
Nice.
And make him die of old age.
What a classic.
Oh god.
I will press nothing on her.
Okay, I think I might have talked about this last time, but in the vein of manually breathing things, somebody told me the other day you have a tongue in your mouth, and I hated that.
Oh yeah, that's a classic one.
Ugh.
Your jaw has weight.
Ugh. Just progressively making me more and more uncomfortable with my own face.
That's just me when I look in a mirror.
Shut the fuck up. You're a handsome son of a bitch.
Thank you. Dude, that's spooky on her. I'm constantly ready for spooky season. I've got a skeleton inside me right now.
Just waiting to get out.
He's trying to break free. Somebody stop him.
That's what I tell myself whenever I get a Charlie horse.
Yep. It's making another escaped attempt.
Trying to get out.
It's a foolish endeavor.
Always chooses really weird exit points, though.
Well, he's not the part that has the brain. He just keeps it safe.
That's true. That's true. Oh man, if he gets out, he's gonna take the brain with him, though.
Oh no. Highway robbery. That's what we call a thought crime.
Oh my god. Stop, you're on fire.
It's fine. It's fine. I was proud of that one.
Oh, you should be. Jesus fucking Christ.
That one tickled your funny bone, perhaps?
I hate you.
Well.
Don't finish that sentence.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I've got any other ones off the top of my head.
Oh, they were very humorous.
Classic.
Yeah. This is not the most inventive, but sometimes you gotta go with the classics.
That's fine. I feel like you were...
I cal him like I see him.
what was I gonna say? You almost lost that one, but it was on the tibia tongue. I'm sorry about that one. That one was...
No, it was good. It was good.
You know, I think that was actually my last one.
Yeah, I'm not looking for him anymore. I'm actually just looking for another topic. But if another skeleton pun comes to mind, then I will just slide back into that.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know many bones, so. Looking for a bone.
Looking for a bone to pick. Yeah.
Man, skeletons, am I right?
I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about your jaw has weight. I hate that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's
like for the TMJ gang, that's also really fucking fucked up.
Luigi, please.
I'm trying to think of what else has been going on in my life. Okay, I can't talk about this too much because I don't want to spoil.
All right.
But I was recently able to go and see the D&D movie ahead of time.
Yes, you were telling me about your first impressions.
Yes, apparently in my town there was like a Amazon Prime early showing. It was okay. I'm gonna give you my breakdown.
All right.
As a game to movie adaptation, it was good. As a fantasy movie in general, it was all right. It was like maybe forgettable, but like I had a good time. It was very fun.
All right.
As a D&D movie, I actually really liked it. And I particularly thought that the story they chose to tell will resonate with a lot of tabletop players. I don't want to go into why too much because it will involve me talking about like later points of the plot, but I just feel like they knew where in the heart to hit, you know?
Okay.
All in all, like, I'm not like saying like I'm gonna write home about it like I did with Detective Pikachu, and I'm gonna be like, everybody needs to go and see this. But like, I'm glad I did.
Like you're not gonna, you don't regret having seen it. You're not gonna turn people away from going to watch it.
I would say if you're interested in seeing it already, go do it. I'm not gonna be like, if you weren't really interested in the first place, I'm not gonna be like, no, you're wrong. As opposed to Detective Pikachu, which if people were like, I don't want to see that, I'll be like, you're wrong. Go.
Friendship ended.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Man, Detective Pikachu was such a fun movie.
It was so good. It had no right to be that good. You know what though? Actually, I take that statement back and I reverse it. They had all the money in the world and they put it into a great product. And really they should be doing that more often.
Yeah. I really hope the Mario movie sticks the landing. I have been very excited for that one.
I'm like, whether it's good or it's not, I'm gonna have a great time.
True.
I'm hoping it's good. But I'm excited because either result, I'm gonna enjoy it.
I think the thing that honestly gives me a lot of faith for it is that ad that they put out where like it's like an ad for them as plumbers.
Oh yeah,
Where it's like
yeah.
them in the van and they've got like the old Super Mario Bros. Super Show theme with like the
Yeah.
rap.
Okay. I like that, and I like that that is why they picked the accents that they picked.
Hanging with the
Because
plumbers, you'll be hooked on the brothers.
because that was like where the Brooklyn plumber thing really started and ended.
Yeah.
So like if they're gonna do it again, they've got to throw in a reference.
Listen, if they don't do the Mario by the end of the movie, I'm gonna be disappointed.
I think it's gonna be the credits song.
I hope so. I genuinely hope they bring back Do the Mario.
I really hope so.
I still get it stuck in my head from time to time.
Look, if they don't, they're gonna have missed out on the greatest opportunity of a lifetime, which is getting a bunch of people in a theater together to do the Mario.
Right? I want to see like Avengers Endgame opening night. Like people got so excited about everything, but then like just that excitement translated into an entire audience full of people doing the Mario.
Yes.
I think that is the equivalent to 10 years of cinematic build-up into a single movie.
Yeah. God damn.
I want like a Smash Bros. Cinematic universe. I'd watch that.
Dude, same.
Bring me like a Kirby movie, F-Zero, little like Animal Crossing movie. You can get like I don't know how they do Wii Fit, but sure, bring it in.
Like, oh man, there actually is an Animal Crossing movie. I
Yeah,
haven't seen it yet.
actually, that was something that I brought up that we should do at some point is watch the Animal Crossing anime, the Anime Crossing.
Yeah. I need to do that.
It's very cute.
I
Which
feel like it's gonna really take me back because if I'm right, it came out like around like the OG days.
yeah, it was like classic Animal Crossing days.
Oh man.
I'm trying to think of who all is in it in terms of like the special characters. Man, okay. So I'm not bringing him up because he's in the movie, but I'm bringing him up because I haven't thought about him in a while, and he's not in New Horizons.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Dr. Shrunk or whatever his name was.
Oh yeah, Shrunk. Yeah.
The fucking axolotl dude. I loved him.
Oh my god,
Bring
and his
him
little
back,
comedy club
cowards.
and New Leaf.
I can't believe
Oh
they
my
did him dirty like
God.
that.
There are so many characters that were my favorites that didn't come back. We talked about this before. I am so mad that we didn't get more of the mailroom drama.
Yeah. Bring me Pelly and Phyllis or bring me death.
Yeah. Like, oh my god.
I was about to ask if there's like a special character to represent death in Animal Crossing, what animal would they be? But I feel like it's got to be Vulture.
Yeah.
And like that just writes itself.
Yeah. Like, okay, so like, we've confirmed that there are ghosts in Animal Crossing.
This is true.
Do you think that like death just like kind of like pops the spirit out of their body with like a little whoop?
Yeah, like
Yeah. And just is like, all right, go about your day.
Just
You know, just
pulls the
adios.
spirit out of their body with a vacuum cleaner.
Mm.
Because we all know that vacuum cleaners are the only things that affect ghosts.
And like, I could like I want to say that like similar to our modern folklore of ghosts, that they would be like people who have unfinished business. But like Wisp is really just like vibing, and then we make trouble for him.
Yeah, his unfinished business is us. Until we've been eradicated, he's stuck here.
God.
The problem is Animal Crossing is a very peaceful game.
Man, we've seen Hollow Knight with guns, now get ready.
Animal Crossing first-person shooter. It's just a hunting sim.
Oh my god, it's just Duck Hunt.
Oh no. Okay, so question for you. Wisp is a ghost.
Yeah, Wisp is a ghost.
What was he before he died, and how did he die?
I mean, okay, like, he's just a lump, so we can't really guess based on his features. Unless he was a blobfish.
Oh.
I don't know how he died, but it seems like blobfish have a pretty bad track record.
Just simply existing.
Someone was fishing and he got curious and
It just was all downhill from there.
yeah. Okay. That either means there's a very long fishing line, or the pressure from like a very short distance down in the ocean is way different than the very top.
Animal Crossing World's got weird physics. We already know this. You can have a pool table dangling from a single balloon floating across your island.
You're right. You're right. I think Crazy Red got him.
I could see that. He's
Actually, you know what? Crazy Red has never made a threat in his life. Tom Nook has threatened to get goons sent after you in the GameCube version.
true.
Sounds like one of the most Zix things I've ever heard. Wait, which one? What bit? Oh, an Animal Crossing first-person shooter. This is gonna be the last stream. This is a lot of hours of shiny hunting, and
This is
truly there's not really there's not an
endpoint unless he shows up.
yeah.
So this is what, our 5th stream of attempting this, including the end of the one stream?
I think so. So this is gonna be the last one, whether we succeed or fail.
Yeah, so, I mean, if we've done 4 full streams of this, I'm gonna say we've done it for about 12 hours total. Because I usually go from around 7 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, because wait, if this is the 4th full stream, we'll have been doing it for about, let's say 15 or 16 hours by the end of this stream.
Yeah.
If we don't get him, we're just getting a regular Ligma and fucking off.
Yeah. No, at some point when you're playing on actual console, I'm gonna teach you how to get a shiny, because then you can actually keep it.
Yeah. Yeah, we can figure out shinies once I'm actually playing on hardware, which will be that'll be Sword and Shield or Scarlet Violet.
Yeah. Which is long after my time of shiny hunting has passed, but I'll learn again.
All right. I believe I have Sword and Scarlet for which ones of the two that I've got.
I have the corresponding. I have Shield and Violet, so it works
nice.
out.
I was tempted to get Violet because like I like the vaguely futuristic vibes that some of the stuff has had, but also Professor.
All I know is I'm going to be spending more time with my scaly bike than I am with the professor, so...
I'm fair enough. Listen, I'll find a way to spend more time with the professor.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Listen, you get someone like that in your life, you make time.
I see, I see.
All right. Trying to think of what else is going on lately or in the near future. We've got Cereza and the Lost Demon tomorrow.
Oh my god, yes!
It's gonna be fucking great. We did the 2-chapter demo, and we're gonna be rocking right into the meat of the game right away on Tuesday. Thursday is more Fire Emblem.
Emblem.
Good old Fire Emblem. Hopefully we don't get too many more people killed.
You've got a pretty good record so far.
Yeah, but I don't know. Anything could happen.
I thought you were gonna show a shred of regret, and I was gonna be like, Brahm's got kids to spare.
Listen, I do feel bad about killing off Brahm's daughter after how highly I praised him in the first game and worked so hard to keep him alive. He's
got extras.
That's not the takeaway we should have from that, though.
No, it's not. It's not. But look, all those kids, they've only got one dad, and you kept him alive.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
It's not a good take, but it's a better take.
It is certainly a take. I'll give you that. Oh, I hate that they are.
Billionaires be like.
Listen, let's not get into what billionaires be like when kids are involved.
Look, that wasn't where I was going, but fair enough, fair enough.
Let's just steer hard in the other direction.
I was just gonna talk about how, like, there's this weird amount of people talking about, like, we need, like that there's a population crisis, and I'm like, bitch, where?
Man, I'm still kind of lost at why there are people, like, advocating for lowering the minimum, like, age that you can start working.
You know why.
Like, listen, I get it, but that's my entire counter argument right there. Just
like, okay, I hate it, but I actually do have a singular I have a singular thought on it that is not horribly negative. And that is that, like, okay, in like 90% of situations it's going to be horrible. But I think that it does provide agency for kids who are growing up in, like, really shitty homes and, like, abusive homes to get resources that are theirs and start kind of building to get the fuck out of there. Still though, I think that it is just a really easy loophole for those same people to be taken advantage of.
That's I think the main thing for me is like, and as much as I hate this thought, if they're already in a situation like that, if they're getting their own money and stuff, who's to stop those same abusive people from just taking it?
Exactly. You know, it's like it's not enough of an argument that I feel like I would change my stance. It's just like I sometimes am like, okay, where's the nuance here? And like that was like one thing that I thought of that I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I see where you're going, but like there's a lot of ways that could go bad.
yeah, a lot of ways it will go bad.
I mean, which is a lot of the thing, like a lot of the policies that I talk about kind of being for a lot of people could say the same thing for them. So like
Yeah. Anyway.
It's all nuance, baby.
Yeah.
Why does movie theater popcorn taste like way better than like popcorn you make at home?
Right?
There's no reason. It's definitely quantifiably worse. It has been sitting there. It might be stale. Like, why does it taste better?
Because you didn't have to make it yourself.
You know what? Yeah. That's also why restaurant food tastes. Oh, God. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I also think they laced the movie theater popcorn with, like, cocaine or something. But, you know.
It's what's in the butter.
True cocaine butter.
I just feel like I wanna add quote just true cocaine butter.
I mean, you could. Nobody's stopping you.
All right. I just wanted to run that by you.
Listen, if I'm gonna be saying shit on stream, I gotta know that it's like it's out there forever, no matter what.
I didn't know if it was enough of a sentence to count.
Oh
but...
no, everything's fine. I mean, there's a quote on there that's literally just "funky homunky."
That's true, funky homunky. Oh man, if I ever play an artificer in D&D, I'm gonna I'm gonna play an alchemist and a funky homunky. I almost make you spit your drink.
Yeah. It's carbonated.
No! I hope it's not in your nose.
It was close. It was a close one. I was on the highway to the danger zone right there.
No!
Oh boy. Just call me Kenny Loggins. Please, Lugia. What if we just like... Because he's like got a red coloration, right?
Yeah, he's pink.
What if we just like dipped him in food dye? We can catch him and dip him in food dye and be like, yeah, look at him, he's shiny. We got him.
I wonder if like if you just like did a fire type move on him, it would be like a shrimp where he turns from gray to pink.
Maybe.
He's kind of shrimp shaped.
He's a shrimpy boy.
With like really long arms.
I like the idea of calling him a shrimpy boy when he is like he could crush me with
He's the largest shrimp you've ever seen.
He's more like a shrump.
A shrump. Big shrungus.
That's I think that's what I need to call. If I make a large mushroom type character in any of my games, he's gonna be Big Shrungus.
Okay, in the 5th generation of Pokemon, there
Oh,
is.
Fungus.
There's a Pokemon called Fungus.
Doesn't he evolve into Among Us?
He does evolve into a Mungus.
Fucking Among Us, the sussest Pokemon out there.
You're here for Big Shrungus?
Man, why is it that whenever you and I sit on stream and just talk, the weirdest shit comes out?
It's because when the brain cell is bumping around a small enough space, it just starts to pick up speed, you know?
It's
and it
just
goes
bouncing
out
around
of
like the DVD logo.
Yeah.
When it hits the corner, another cursed thought arrives. The problem is when there are two of us here, there are twice as many corners.
God.
It's like, hold on, this is gonna be a really obscure reference.
I'm telling you, we should go on tour and just lose our shit laughing in front of millions of people.
I'd be down. So, okay, Loon, have you ever played the game Lethal League?
No, I've never heard of the game Lethal League.
Okay, so it is a, I believe up to 4 players, but it's best played with 2. It is a 2D, I'm trying to think of the best way I can describe it. It's a versus game where basically you both are locked into an arena. Candyman remains represent, absolutely. My man. So the two of you are locked into an arena. There's a ball. You smack the ball back and forth. Every time you hit the ball, it goes a little bit faster. If you get hit by the ball, in the first game, you just like lose some. In the first game, you like lose a life. In the second game, you lose some health. There's a health system. It's a little different. But that ball can reach speeds where it is not represented by a sprite of a ball anymore. It is a white streak on the screen.
Oh my god.
And it just gets more and more chaotic the longer you go. Also, yeah, 14 Bore here in chat, my buddy Trent, we have played this game back and forth a number of times, and it is some weird bullshit every time.
So, is that an artistic representation of the brain cell when we're together?
Exactly. That thing is bouncing around at speeds exceeding what can be displayed by the speedometer. The volcano in the background is erupting. There's just a lot of shit going on, and nobody can track that ball. All you got to do is hope that you're not hit by it, because you will be collateral damage.
Ball is life, and this ball is death.
Exactly. This ball is both sides. It is yin and yang. Holds the balance of everything. But if you get in its way, you know which side of the scale you'll be on. But no. Anyway, TLDR, Lethal League is a fun game and we should play it sometime.
Hell yeah. I would love to.
I will mop the floor with you.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I'm trying to think of what other wacky multiplayer shenanigans we could get up to. Somebody suggested Pico Park in my Discord recently, and I feel like I need to get together a crack team.
Inside of your two wolves. True.
And both wolves are waiting for someone to throw the ball.
Fetch, fetch, fetch.
No take, only throw.
Barotrauma is pretty good with in-game comms. I'll have to look into that one.
I want to do more Viscera on stream with you at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I might make a day for that. Not this week because I already put out my schedule, but maybe in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah. Oh man, Speedrunners is a good one. It's been a while since I've played Mount Your Friends with anybody.
Oh. Well. Sure.
Okay, Submarine Among Us.
Oh,
And
that
I'm assuming as barotrauma.
that sounds like Damien's nightmare in my dream.
True. You'll be in your natural element and I'll be huddled in a corner in the fetal position.
Yep.
Man, we gotta do I'm probably just gonna make Subnautica VR like a sub goal at some point.
I cannot wait. I will make it happen.
Oh boy. Listen, we gotta get to Breath of the Wild first.
Hang on. I gotta find out if I can also get Subnautica VR and if it can be modded for multiplayer, because
Oh goodness.
I will swim in the nightmarish depths with you.
Oh true, there is Deep Rock as well. I still feel like my perspective of that game would just be utter confusion at everything that's happening, because all the rounds I've played with you guys, I still feel like I've learned nothing about the game.
If you would like, you and I could do some runs where you actually like take your time and learn like the mechanics.
That'd probably be a good
real.
idea.
There are times when I'm playing with Multi and Otter and like I'm hanging out, I'm exploring, and like they're a well-oiled machine. Like
I always
I could just be off doing whatever and they'll get shit done.
Yeah, really, like I feel like all I know is like Rock and Stone.
Rock and Stone. And we're
yes, and also
and we're rich.
We're rich. We're rich.
We're rich.
Living the dream.
Oh man.
Oh, to be a gnome with a large hunk of gold.
Dude, I saw in the mods recently that someone has put out a kobold voice pack with the implication that they will soon put out a kobold model pack.
Oh shit.
And when that day comes, I'm never being a dwarf again.
I will break out Cogs and we will have a great time. For anybody not aware, Cogs is my absolutely grubby little gunslinger kobold that I've been playing in a D&D campaign that has unfortunately been on pause for a little bit, but we should be getting back to soon. He has been... he was introduced in session 1 after we had already been playing, and he had been present with the party for 2 hours.
Oh my god.
I was one half of a pair of kobolds that were posing as a dragonborn
in a trench coat?
by stacking on top of each other and wearing a trench coat. Cogs was the lower half because he could not be trusted to be the one speaking.
Oh my god.
But that did not stop me from messaging the DM with what Cogs was getting up to on the bottom half of the trench coat. Like, for example, eating the flyers that we had been handed by locals and the top half had stuffed in their pocket. He fed a dog by just pulling some old meat out of his little traveler's pack and tossing it out from the lower half of the trench coat. He managed to be very stealthy for basically 2 hours of playtime, and everybody was very confused why I was there and my character hadn't been introduced yet. Until the party met up at a tavern, and when they were getting food and drinks for themselves as they were discussing the strange circumstances that had brought them all together, Cogs flubbed a stealth roll while whispering to the top half of the quote-unquote dragonborn what he wanted to get. So the first thing that the party ever knew of him was just this dragonborn's torso whispering, milk please.
Wonderful. Oh man.
He is a gem. He also has a musket that is longer than he is tall, and he keeps it in a bag of holding that he's basically just stuffed the bag of holding into his pocket and opened it up so that basically his entire pocket is the bag of holding.
Oh my
So he just
god.
like, you know how like a clown will pull like several meters of like handkerchiefs out from their sleeve? He just does that, but with a musket out of his
Yeah.
pocket.
Oh my god, I love him so much.
He is a perfect little ball of chaos. He's also recently taken the telekinetic feat, so he has the invisible mage hand, and he
Oh my
uses it to
god.
pickpocket people, so that even if they
Good.
notice that somebody's rooting around in their pockets, it can never be tied back to him.
Oh my god.
He also managed to he stole some very a small chest full of very important documents from a dragon.
Oh my god.
We she
The, t-
the
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 titanium cojones on this man.
so we we were told that there was this cult that we had to deal with, and
Yeah.
there was something linking them back to a bathhouse in the town. It was a real fancy place. Like they would have people stay there. There was like the nice fancy baths, like a sauna, all that. We go there, and there's multiple things going on. First of all, uh, one of my the other half of my kobold pair, played by my sister Kira, um, she smelled a gas leak from somewhere within the building. Um, and she decided to pose as an inspector to try and get further into the building and figure out A, what was going on, and B, just have like a decent excuse to be there. 'Cause if they thought she was there to help with the gas leak, then yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Um, I decided to sneak around the building for a little bit, and I found this room that was like absolutely full of loot. There were magical items on the walls, there were chests, there was piles of gold and rubies and gemstones of all kinds. The place was it was riches. And so
We're
obviously,
rich.
yeah, we're rich. So Cog starts just absolutely shoveling as many coins as he can into his bag of holding. Um, and then he realized that he was not alone in the room. And there was, in fact, a dragon who was currently in disguise as a human, um, watching him just try and shovel a bunch of her shit into his bag. He somehow managed to. I don't remember exactly how the conversation went, but I managed to talk her down from killing me on the spot. And instead managed to pivot it into all of your guards let me by. Are you really sure that they're the ones you should be paying? Why don't I work for you?
Oh my god.
Um, and I recognized the chest with the documents that we needed. Uh, and she said that she needed to deliver them to somebody the following morning. So why don't I meet her for the exchange, and we'll talk after that. The problem is I have not been communicating with the rest of the party about this, and one of our other party members decides this place has a lot of bad people operating out of it. There's a gas leak in the building. There's a way to solve two problems at
We
once.
should, yeah.
So Cogs Cogs manages to make it out of the building before this goes down. But the man sets a fuse, and the building it detonates the entire building basically. The this dragon lady is on the dirt outside the building. Not quite unconscious, but very dazed. The chest is beside her.
Oh my god.
Cogs just scoops it up and fucking books it.
Holy shit.
And because of his background as a grubby little street urchin, he knows
Oh
all
my
the weird back
god.
roads and twisting passages of the city better than anybody. And he was able to escape any pursuers.
Oh my god. Unbelievable.
So my grubby little boy has robbed a dragon right in front of her face and got away with it so far. Actually, we did run into her once after that, and she does not seem to suspect him. So I think he got off scot-free on that one.
Unbelievable. Absolute legend of a man.
He is incredible.
Oh, God. I love D&D.
I also almost killed one of our party members.
Holy shit. What did you do? Tell me more.
So we fought, like, I don't remember what the thing was called, but it was basically like an undead beholder. And one of the things that it did before we killed it was petrify one of our party members, turned her to stone. Rock and stone, if you will. So we didn't have the capacity to return her to her normal state quite yet. We weren't quite that strong. So what we did was we very carefully moved the statue of her kind of deeper into the forest, off the beaten path, so that, you know, she wouldn't, like, nothing would happen to her, hopefully. Hopefully nobody would, like, go and cause any trouble or try to steal her away or break the statue or anything. We wanted to be able to recover her in her full and complete form. To that end, we rigged up some traps so that anybody heading her way would be deterred. One of the traps was a tripwire with a crossbow hooked up to it. It was a heavily modified crossbow that he had made with the help of our artificer. It was basically a heavy crossbow with a grappling hook, so it would have done quite a lot of damage if it actually hit anybody who managed to set it off. The problem is, when she was recovered, she started walking forwards.
Oh no!
And just about got immediately killed by the crossbow trap that we set up to protect her.
Holy shit.
She appreciated that we did our best to keep her safe, but appreciated less the fact that it almost killed her.
God damn.
One of your first characters was a dwarf cleric who somehow managed to infiltrate a goblin stronghold in a cave by wearing nothing but a scarf you stole from a shop. Love that.
My introduction to D&D, well, I had a few games that went rather poorly. Just because, like, the groups in question, not because of anything that happened in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But my first, I would say I would call it my proper, like, first D&D was, like, my cousin had heard that I had all these really shitty games that had gone wrong because of interpersonal drama, and was like, all right, I DM Pathfinder. I'm gonna get you into a game.
All right.
And he is also writing a novel. Well, I think he's in the process of several different projects that he's bouncing between. I don't know if the setting that is in question is still happening, but, like, he had been wanting to world build this setting for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, what if I just made the campaign here? And I was really into all the stuff that he'd been telling me about this place, so I was like, sure, cool. And so he taught me first of all it was a 3-person game, DM included.
Okay.
It was me and one other player. And it was a low magic setting in which I was one of the only casters in the world.
Oh.
It was a very interesting, like, story-wise thing. 'Cause, like, I definitely had the experience of, like, one, being able to solve problems that, like, the layman could not, but also I was a figure that had a lot of political sway and, like, recognizability. Like, I literally was born looking different than others of my kind because I was, like, chosen by the gods. And so, like, I was constantly, like, trying to balance doing the right thing and staying out of the way of the many, 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 many people who wanted to kill me or worse.
Okay.
But the reason why I bring up this game in the first place is because I have another kobold related story.
Okay, bring it on.
So this they were technically a different species. They weren't kobolds as such, but they were very similar in appearance and some of their mannerisms. The one important distinction from kobolds, I will say, is that rather than like serving a dragon, this species was almost like biologically engineered to be worshippers of the divine. They would seek a powerful being or a god, and their worship of that thing would cause them to gain traits from that being. So like say they found a giant frog and they worship the giant frog, they would become amphibious and chubby.
Okay.
You know? So
wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
So without spoiling anything, is this a story you've told me before?
It is a story I've told you before.
Okay. I'm excited for you to continue sharing this. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted your chat to know. So I'm playing like a the race that I'm playing is called the Isjaber. They're mantis people. And my friend is playing a human barbarian. And we, up until this point, we've been like level 3 adventurers, right?
Mhm.
And like these kobolds are kind of like the mook enemies that we've been running into because we've been doing a lot of wilderness traveling. So we've run into a couple of groups of them. We've gone through some cave systems, and the barbarian is like a really hedonistic fellow. And one of the things that he does to fuel this hedonism is that he is like a habitual looter of everything that like we end up killing. Like when we clear out the cave, he's like, all right, I'm gonna look around and see if there's anything cool here. So we've gone through a few different caves where he's picked up all kinds of like worthless ephemera, weapons that are too small for us to use, stones and rocks and things
Stone.
with writing we can't read, you know. And then we're going on another path, and we fall through like there's like a precarious like stone bridge basically that is like very clearly unstable. And we fail some checks and we fall through it into a cave system below. And we stand up, and if you've ever seen the movie The Road to El Dorado, the scene where like the sun shines down on the mural of the gods that look just like them, we basically landed like in front of a mural like that. So the way this plot was supposed to go down, and I'm telling you, I'm giving you guys a little peek behind the DM screen because it'll be funnier later. The way this plot was supposed to go down was that we were already weakened from days of travel. And we needed somewhere to stay for the night, so we were going to spend at least one night in this cave system. These kobolds like thought that we were their gods, and so they were going to at first be very, very accommodating to us, but if we observed them, we were going to find out that there was a schism in the tribe, that two different like groups of them believed different things about what it meant to worship the gods. One of them kind of believed that like our will was absolute and we should be allowed to do whatever we wanted, and that they would just kind of follow in, you know, whatever our actions dictated as like a role model, right? The other thought that they were supposed to basically kind of like unite with the divine via cannibalism. They were going to try to kill us to eat us.
You know, as one does.
As one does. And that was what was supposed to go down. And there was eventually going to be like a fight at the end where if we used like our observation skills cleverly, we could figure out who was on our side and like find ways to like use our allies or bolster them or whatever, and get through like a much larger scale encounter than we should have been able to as 2 level 3 characters. That's not what happened. What happened was we started to get the idea that there was like a disagreement going on. We started to kind of get the vibes that something was not good. And we immediately were like, we should get out of here. And the half of the tribe that wanted to eat us naturally was like, no, this is not gonna go down. We couldn't speak their language, but you know, basically they were very upset. And the other side tried to defend us, and our barbarian, before trying to set up a way to get out of the cave system, thought about it, and he was like, I've started to collect all of these little weapons from previous like caves we've been in. He takes out a hammer that the DM described as being particularly large and intricate, and handed it to the first kobold that had defended us. And the DM paused and went, oh. And then he paused for a little while longer. And he sighed. And he said, okay. All of the kobolds descend on the one that had objected to you leaving, and they all start killing him. Every other kobold in this cave descends on this one guy, and they all stand as a united front and take him out. Then they all start looking at you. And we're like, huh? What did we just do?
Oh.
And I look at my friend and I go, what did you just do? And he goes, I gave a hammer to a kobold. And the DM takes this moment and goes, all right, I have to break your immersion for a second here because I need to tell you what you just did. That hammer is in my notes as a shaman's hammer. That is given to the religious leader of one of these tribes that is so innately bound to divinity. And they just witnessed one of their gods handing the hammer to one of the sides of an argument. They were like, there is no way that they could interpret that as anything other than, this is correct. So you, without being able to speak their language, just told them everything they needed to know. And then he sighs again. And I don't know why he's sighing. But we're like, okay, I think we just like screwed up his encounter, right? And like I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, but like we're giggling, and he's like, you know, he's like putting on the show of like, you ruined my encounter, but this is like one of your first really cool D&D moments, so he's actually really proud of us, you know. Mm-hmm. And so we set up a rope and we start ascending up to the bridge where we fell. And he goes, all right. You start ascending the rope, and you notice after you're about half of the way up that something is pulling on the rope below you, and you look down and you see in a neat little filed line, every kobold in this cave has started following you up the rope. He says, congratulations, I now have to balance all of the encounters in this game around you having 9 kobolds.
Oh, I love this so much.
And we picked up some more. We ended up accidentally becoming like champions of this species because like what the thing was okay, once we started to get to know them, we started getting really invested, and we started to learn like the shit. Like we didn't know all this shit about the gods beforehand with them. So like we started to understand like why they cared so much about us, why they were this devoted to us. We got the idea that like they thought we were divine, but we didn't see how far that went. Mm-hmm. And we started to get into like their interpersonal drama. Like he had written out like little things for everybody. Like the spear sharpener was in love with the shaman, but the shaman's job is to mate with the chief of the tribe because that's just how it's always been in their culture. And she's worried about, you know, who is going to become chieftain because there are 3 candidates. And she's like, one of them is my friend, one of them I don't think will treat her very well, and one of them is just kind of a boring guy. And so she was like, hey, like, I don't think he's gonna win in this fight that they have to determine who's gonna be chieftain. Will you rig this fight?
And as gods, who's gonna say no to you?
Yeah.
Oh my
And
goodness.
what ended up happening was me and the barbarian chose two different candidates that we wanted to support in secret, and we gave them knowledge of different kinds, and we actually had a fight play out with rolls and shit, and it was really cool. But like, yeah, that changed the whole campaign. It was insane.
That's great. I've been
I miss them every day. My kobold children.
oh, fantastic. I've been running a campaign for my sister and two of her college friends, and they have just been recruiting from the people they fight. They just got an orc that they were fighting a bunch of them, but this orc was particularly drunk, so they let him live and they sat him in a corner with like a flask of like water, and they were like, just sober up, buddy. You don't like you've seen what we've done to everybody else. You don't want this.
Yeah, sit it out, sit it out.
Yeah, and so he's now joined them as a temporary ally. He is Clog, and he almost died in one of their combats recently, but they went ham to save Clog.
Like, my favorite thing, it's part of the humans will pack bond with anything.
Yeah.
Is how much sway the favorite NPC has over the D&D party. Like, if you really want your players to get serious, you put one of their babies in harm's way and just watch them just like turn from your friends into a pack of wild wolves.
Too true. He does not wear clogs. I didn't think about that when I was naming him.
When we got the 9 kobolds, the DM like sat us down and was like, hey, I have to give you like the understanding that like you have these guys, they are CR1 half kobolds. There is a chance that these precious children are going to die, and we both had to sit down and kind of verbally sign the waiver of like, yes, this is okay. And like he was glad that he had that, but he also knew that we would move heaven and earth if one of these fuckos was positioned a little out of place and started getting attacked. Our focus would shift so fast.
Yeah, I would always see that as kind of like a familiar situation. Like if you rule that they're getting involved in combat, you take the risk that they're gonna die. Like they can be targeted.
Yeah.
If you
we
want to keep them safe,
also,
they don't help.
I had also, like, when we went into this campaign, like, since he's the one who runs the setting, he kind of wanted to give us like some understanding, like, this is gonna be potentially grittier fantasy, you know, like this is gonna be like shit is sometimes gonna happen that is gonna be disturbing. And like, you know, he went through like the understanding of like what he meant by that. And so like we had like the session 0 of like, here's comfort zones, here's what we really don't want out of character to see. And so like we had already signed on to like, there's a large possibility of us getting to know allies and allies dying. And session 0 we had said, yeah, we're okay with that. Not everybody is gonna want to do that. I'm down for that shit. Like,
yeah.
I like knowing ahead of time because it can influence kind of the attitude I have going into big encounters. But like, I'm down for that.
Also, honor
Thursby.
Thursby sounds wonderful.
Oh my god.
Oh, love that so much. They also, my sister and their party have, they have a grung druid with them, named Ribbit. R apostrophe BIT.
Ribbit.
He's also great. They would also die for him. He actually for it wasn't for my sister, but her friend, one of the other two that are in the party. It was her first D&D session ever. I had them run like a short one shot where they were they were passing through town, and there had been some wildlife and stuff stolen, but the thefts were getting more and more bigger game and stuff like that, and eventually like children from the village, and that's where they're like, oh yeah, this needs to stop.
Yeah.
And so they went, and it was a group of grungs who had been basically intimidated into service under a troglodyte, and they managed to liberate them from the troglodyte, but one of those grungs went on to become Ribbit and was like, these people won't be around to save us from people who want to keep us under their thumb, so one of us is going to have to do it. And that's how he got his inspiration to become a hero.
Aww.
And so now they have little grung buddy that has crossed paths with them and is now helping them on their journey.
I love him.
He's fantastic. Whenever he's sad, I have this one picture of a very, very sad looking frog that I just send to the Discord chat to remind them what he looks like.
Oh my god. I'm in another game. Oh god, I'm trying to remember exactly how this quest went down, because it was a really long time ago. This game has been running for like a very long time, but we meet very sparingly because a lot of people involved have jobs and a lot of things going on that are
classic
very time
D&D
consuming.
scheduling
It's
conflicts.
a large group. It's crazy. But I'm convinced the DM really has understood that the roleplay improv is the strength of this group, because sometimes he likes to throw us quests that are really just the quest is really easy, but what you're gonna do about it is gonna end up being really, really what the whole session's about. And the example I'm gonna give is, at some point we needed to meet I think it was, I don't remember, I think it was a god. We needed to commune with a fey god. I think it was Oberon. And we had met a satyr cleric who was like, hey, I can help you to commune with this god, but I need you to do something for me in return. Basic stuff.
Yeah, classic.
He's like, yeah, I have this ex. He still has this really important lyre that I have that I need to use for this ceremony, and I need you. Look, it's really awkward. I don't want to go and talk to him. I need you to go and get this lyre. And we were like, I mean, okay, I guess, we're kind of we need you for this, so I guess we'll put up with you being a big baby about it.
Yeah.
And we go, and there's this Eladrin, and his ex is this Eladrin who is very much if the winter and fall seasons were if seasonal depression was a person. And we come, and he's in winter mode, and he's really looking just not very good. And we're like, oh god, we open the door, and we're about to just ask him about this lyre, and we see this guy, he just looks like shit. He looks like he's been crying for 4 days, just awful.
Yeah.
And at that point we could have just been like, hey, not to bother you, but we were like, are you okay? And so we started on this big thing about how he's like, yeah, he always wants to be around me when it's spring and summer and I'm at my best. And then every year like clockwork, I just start not doing so good in the later months, and he doesn't really want to be around me during times like that, but I miss him so much. And like half the party has like gathered around, like leaning in, like we're ready to counsel this man. And we spend, I shit you not, like 2 hours like, look, you deserve better than somebody who's only going to want you at your best. You deserve better than somebody who's going to abandon you when you're having emotional difficulties. And like we like made him tea, we sat down with him, we talked about like what he likes to do, and like I just see the DM just like the biggest grin on his face as he's just spinning up like bullshit about the Saladrin.
Oh, I love that.
And we spend like most of the session talking to him, and then eventually we were like, yeah, that guy, he is actually the one who sent us. He needed this and he was like, it's okay. You can have it. I don't need this. I don't need this tie to him sitting around my house anymore. Like, and we were just like, oh my god, I don't know if I want to give it back to him. I think I want to just smash it. Like, like some of the party is like very impulsive people,
Yeah.
And so we end up going back to this satyr who we were like really like the main plot of the game was leading up to this guy. We're like, here's your stupid liar, and just like shove it into his hand. Yeah.
It's fitting that he had a liar.
Yeah. And it's just so funny, like, and I could see like in each character like the dawning of like empathy, and like some of them had like been through shit with relationships and stuff in the past, and like the team mom like sitting right next to him and like, hey buddy, it's gonna be okay. Right now it doesn't feel like it's gonna be okay, but
I love that. Also, yeah, Africa is he's just used to facing off against gods at this point.
Yeah.
Nothing will faze him anymore.
God damn.
I still remember that server that I'm on with Alexis. My first time I met her character was me walking through a park and spotting her and being like, she seems like an easy enough target, and trying to pickpocket her while we have a conversation. And successfully pickpocketing her while we have a conversation. But then by the end of it, her just having been so genuinely nice to me that he felt bad about it and pickpocketed the money back into her pocket. And then apologized for something that she didn't know he ever did, and then left.
Oh my god. Should have put a piece of candy in with the money. Thought I get this. God damn.
Yeah, we're just hitting Lugia with the Dormammu I've come to bargain.
I am starting to hit the point of being like, do shinies exist? They don't exist.
I told you.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they don't exist.
Shinies are a plot devised by the government to keep us complacent.
Keep us telling D&D stories.
Yeah. Those pesky government goons. Them and their wiretaps and TSA.
God.
Right.
You've had 5 streams to say that.
Right.
We've had somebody teach us the right way.
Right.
If you've had 5 streams and you know something that we don't, I might actually be mad at you.
I've also been silently worried about that, but right.
We had somebody verify that this is the correct way.
My one worry is like, so I know resetting the game on hardware works. I don't know if resetting through the emulator resets the same way that the game would.
So I know that at least on DS, soft resetting is like a whole part of like shiny hunting strategy. It saves time where you don't shut down the full hardware and you just restart the program.
Yeah.
So if it works like that on the actual Nintendo hardware, I can't see why that wouldn't work on an emulator.
Well, so what I mean is like I'm not doing like whatever button combination normally brings you back to the main menu. The emulator has you hit Control R and it resets.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that does the same thing.
I feel like it would.
I like to hope it
I don't
would,
know.
but I don't know. I
mean, really, even if we never get it,
resetologist.
there's not really a way to know. Because, like, the result is the same until you get it.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess so.
That's like when I was hatching eggs and stuff. That was kind of the same vibe I had of like, it doesn't feel like maybe this is just a way that this is never gonna work, and I just had to keep going because there's really no sign of success until you succeed.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wish he'd show up so that we'd know.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of more good stories to pass the time. Hmm.
50% seems a bit low.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Oh, Rai asked you not to be more than 50% mad.
I know that, but like I don't know why you're asking me not to be more than 50% mad.
I think just at the scare of that resetting not working.
Oh, just that you don't know. Okay. See, I thought you were saying it because you have known all along and you've just been withholding this to make a fool of me, and that's what I would be mad at you at. If you actually don't know and you're just positing, hey, maybe it doesn't work, that's fine. That's flown through our heads all the time. I'm just asking. I wanted you to clarify because.
Yeah, because if you knew for a fact, that would have been a dozen
make
hours
sport
wasted.
of me. Yeah.
I mean, not wasted because we've had fun talking, but we could have had fun talking doing other things.
I mean, it's really just like it's Schrodinger's asshole. I had to ask you to find out. You both were and were not an asshole in the moment.
Hold on.
Go on. I see you ad quoting.
I mean, how could I not?
Yeah.
You served that one up on a silver platter.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm happy to serve.
I think these streams have been the source of the best quotes, I think.
Like I said, it's the brain cell. We gotta collab more.
Yeah.
I actually might request, and I think we're gonna talk a lot less than we do during these. Can I guest when you do Pokemon channel?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Okay, it's my favorite stupid spin-off.
All right.
And I feel like it'll be fun with a friend.
Perfect. I look forward to it. Oh man. Schrodinger's asshole.
Yeah, when someone might be being a dick, but you're not sure, you gotta ask. Nah, you are a valuable member of the team, Rye. We love you.
We're going to get this bastard one way or another. One way being shiny, the other way being normal.
I was just thinking that. I was like, I mean, you're right. There's one way I'd prefer, but I mean...
That's a...
Right, if you want to make a collab Discord, you are free to do so. My Discord is for my stream still.
Trying to think if there's anything else that's been on my mind lately for games to play in the near future.
Hmm.
I'm kind of feeling trying Metroid Prime soon.
Ooh.
Because that's one that we owned it back in the day. We had Metroid Prime on our GameCube back when I was a wee lad. It was one of the first games we got. The problem is I never got really into it. I played the first level. And that was pretty much my experience with Metroid Prime so far. At the time I don't think I really appreciated it. But with the remaster having come out, who knows?
Mm, I'm gonna be honest, Rye. I decided to trust the person who has been shiny hunting on 6DSs for a Valentine's present and got it. I took their word and I thought it was a very reliable source.
I don't like the level of doubts that's been introduced tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. It was funny for the first one, and now you're kind of but genuinely, I don't know how you would look that up. Like it doesn't have a name, it's just like we've had several people come in who shiny hunt and we're all like, that's fine. So
Hold on, I am gonna just take a hot moment. Hmm. I'm taking a look and seeing if anything comes up. You know what? I'm gonna try something
Okay, what are you gonna
as a thought
try?
experiment. So, uh, first I'm gonna reset so that we're on the title screen for a second. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna save state 1. It'd be really funny if Lugia came up while I was testing this and decided to be shiny. So we're gonna do something here. We don't care about the nickname. Oh, it went to the box.
Yeah, I see what you were going for.
I'm gonna see if anything about that Lugia is different between 2 catches.
Yeah, fair enough.
And if the nature changes, we're golden. I'm gonna be real sad if it hasn't. I don't want to deposit. I want to move Pokemon. Okay, hasty ability or hasty nature.
Go to its stats for a second. Hasty, stubborn. Okay, because having the same nature is a
Is
decent
possible.
like it's possible, but hasty, stubborn that's lower odds.
Yeah. So now,
Those are also easy to remember.
yeah. So now what I'll do is I'll load in. I'll do the encounter once, and then I'll reset and do the encounter, and then we'll go see what it looks like.
Oh, ye of little faith, escape rope.
Yep. I forgot a critical step in the escaping process. Okay, so it was hasty and stubborn.
Yep. Hardy.
Hardy and mischievous. Okay, so it does
They
get reset.
are different Lugias. Raya, we have now hard confirmed that this method works.
All right, now back to it. I don't know why it took us like, what, 13, 14 hours to actually confirm that?
I mean, we just believed in the words of people more experienced than us. I don't think that's a failing.
I guess that's a good point.
It's occasionally a mistake, but I don't think it's a weakness.
I understand why people would have laughed. I would have been sad. I would have laughed out of like self-pity and then cried myself to sleep tonight.
I've watched enough people soft reset for legendaries that I felt in my jellies that this was correct.
I've had doubts since stream 1. But I was too much of a coward to bring it up.
Damien. Oh, Damien. Communication is key.
Yeah, but what if I'm a coward?
Am I really that scary?
Oh, it's not about the person I gotta bring it up to, it's just me.
I don't know. There was a right and a wrong answer to that one, and you failed.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you, Rye. I really appreciate that. Also, yeah, Michaela's seems grumpy that you have jellies and you're not sharing.
I mean, I'll share with you. Damien can't have any.
Dude, all right. Fine, I'll get my own jellies. And go down to Bulk Barn.
Wait, what? Is that like your Costco?
No, it's just a... No, we have Costco.
Oh, okay.
Bulk Barn just has, like... You can go get stuff... It's not really like you buy stuff in bulk like Costco. It's more that, like, you can go and you can... They basically just have bags that you can fill up with whatever they have there, and you can get, like, the exact amount you need, basically.
Yo, what the fuck? Really?
Yeah, it's real handy. They have...
I'm moving to Canada.
Right? I usually go there for the candy, but they have other stuff like spices and like mixes. They've got like basically like tubs that go up to my waist that are just full of stuff.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, like they've got a couple aisles of just like straight candy the whole way through. I get, yeah, my go-tos are like chocolate covered pretzels, the like little soda pop gummies. They've got like sour gummy worms.
Yo.
Uh,
All right, I've got a Canada bucket list. I've got Bulk Barn. I've got that place with 100 kinds of poutine.
yeah.
I've got, oh god.
Oh, actually, Michaela, because you're in the same
I've
town
never
as
been
me,
I've never been to a Tim Hortons.
we'll get you there.
All right.
Michaela, so Bulk Barn, for those who weren't aware, Bulk Barn's color scheme has always been a very like yellow and like primarily yellow, also black, vaguely no name feeling. Or was it yellow and like red text? It's one of those. Yeah, that's what I was gonna bring up. They changed it.
Oh.
It's I drove by my nearest Bulk Barn, and the yellow has been replaced with black. And it's a very different vibe.
Yeah.
It was yellow and red text, now it's black and red. You're saying red and red, but it's black and red. Yeah, there you go.
See, is it like, okay, you know what? I was about to be confused, but then I remembered how emotionally distraught I was at the change of the Pringles man. And now I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm still to this day upset about the changes to the Pringles man, and like, I know it's illogical. I know it is childish, but so am I.
Big mood. It is. It's just wrong.
They took his eyebrows.
Man doesn't deserve that. I would say no man should be without eyebrows, but I know one man who did it recently for a good cause. Man, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Mad respect to Sean Sheenbean for doing that. For those of you who haven't gone to see him, go see Sheenbean. He's an absolute gem of a human. He did a stream this past weekend where he was raising money for the Leukemia Foundation. And dude raised almost $1,500 and shaved all hair from the neck up. I mean facial hair, regular hair, eyebrows. He lost it all. Man is a hard-boiled egg, but he did it for charity, and I respect the hell out of it. And he's just like a genuinely wholesome guy. I love him to death.
Hell yeah. We love a good egg in this house.
shit. Got me all scrambled.
Hell yeah, coming in with the good emotes, right?
Oh man, can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time? I For anybody who's not watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, the context for can I offer you a nice egg in this trying time is so much better than you could ever imagine.
I see.
Oh hey, it's Sean, we were just talking about you. You're
Did your I was gonna say OBS tells you when like you get a shout out somewhere else. I was wondering if you were just like hanging out doing something else and you just saw, hey, you just got shouted out in UnfeelingRug's chat.
I don't think
and you just came in to go, what the fuck?
I don't think do you get that shout out note if they use their own shout out thing? Because Twitch has their own like shout out implementation now.
Oh yeah, I think it's if Twitch you use Twitch's official one.
Yeah, so he wouldn't have gotten a notification from mine because I do it through Streamlabs. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Because I have it set up to do my own special call out for them.
That is fair.
Got to keep it bread cult themed. But yeah, no, we were talking about you doing your charity thing and how you've offered us a nice egg in this trying time.
In these troubled times.
Dude, your head is empty on the outside. Mine is empty on the inside. We make a good team.
If you merge together, nothing would remain.
It would be like if you put a bag of holding inside another bag of holding. Yeah, that was Samson. Oh, right. Boo. But also nice. I still... Yeah, Loon, you're past the... In God of War, you're past the point where you brought down Mjolnir, right?
Yes, just barely.
Yeah. Because I remember watching you do that point. And I know, I believe I watched Sean do that point as well. But just that one line from Amir. You're cracked, you know that?
Yeah.
I love the thought of Mimir just, you know, being all seeing and picking up gamer lingo.
Take the L, Kratos. When you die. Oh man, I've got a great new idea for a mod. This is Mimir, but he just speaks in modern slang.
You've heard of Mimir, get ready for Gamir.
For Mimir.
Dude, I want Mimir. Alright. Have a good time, Sean. Thanks for stopping by. Fucking Mimir. The only like model change he gets is they put a pair of shades on him and a blunt in his mouth.
He's got sunnies.
If you ever pick up new gear, he just loudly asks, "What are those?"
Oh my god. I'm reminded Alex has been playing a lot of the Binding of Isaac lately. Well,
As she
she's been
does.
for a while. But you've seen the mod where when she finds good loot, it does the Fortnite default dance.
Oh, I love that. I think every game needs to have the default dance.
Oh, epic wishes.
Like, I want to be able to rock into, like, I don't know, the emotional climax of, like, a really heavy story game, and then default dance on the corpse of, like, your faithful companion that's been with you for
in front of
2/3 of the story.
Rasputin's dead body.
drop into the helm and default dance on Rasputin's exo corpse.
Yep.
Ah, classic. I still always think about. I've mentioned it before, but there's a near the end of the at the end of the Forsaken DLC, there's a cutscene in which you are holding your gun to Uldren Sov's head, and he is accepting that his death is coming, and he says, "Well, you have the last word." And then at that, somebody timed it so that as he was saying that, they transferred the last word exotic hand cannon from their vault to their character, so it popped up with the little like loot pickup thing, and it's like, "Well, you have the last word," and then that big flashy exotic like boom in the corner as he acquires
What are
the
we?
last
Some
word.
kind of last word?
One of my favorite Destiny videos. Also, so the to change the tone slightly.
Yeah. Oh no.
On the
I
topic
gotta
of
stop laughing.
on the topic of Destiny,
Yeah. Oh.
Lance Reddick did pass away, and there have been so many like memorials and remembrances and really, really thoughtful and cool things the community have been doing to kind of memorialize him. Two things. First of all, somebody like 3D sculpted a fucking like Zavala statue and has released the file free for anybody who wants to 3D print it and have one.
Yo.
In like the space of this weekend.
Do any of you guys own a 3D printer and want to send me a Zavala statue?
So I do not, but I have a friend who works at a 3D printing place.
Like, okay. I know what I want for my birthday.
All right. But the other thing is, I was reminded of something that Lance Reddick himself did, because the man was a huge Destiny fan himself. He actually was playing Destiny on the day that he passed away, actually. The dude would like live stream. He was a Warlock main, which is hilarious because he voiced the Titan Vanguard. But he was like really involved with the community, and one of the things that he did was sometimes he would like record lines that the fans would send him as Zavala. And there was a meme that had gone around in Season of the Chosen when we first kind of faced off against Empress Keitel, and there was that whole like fight us or join us thing that Keitel had going on, and she was basically asking humanity to kneel, and somebody wrote up this whole spiel for Zavala that basically boiled down to like, X fucking excuse you, have you heard about the shit that this Guardian has done? All we need to do is point him in your direction and tell him that you have a fancy gun and can be turned into one, and he will rain hell upon you and all your forces. And it's like this paragraph of Zavala just dropping banger after banger at Keitel and just talking shit. And Lance Reddick, the fucking legend, came across this post and voiced the entire thing as Zavala.
Oh my god.
So I need to find that, and I want to share it with you, Loon, because it is incredible. I'll post it in the Discord, but I want to like show it to you personally after this stream.
God.
I fucking love the guy. He, like, you can tell he loved the role and the game. He's one of the only OG cast members to actually like stick around with the game for this long. They had, like, the other Vanguards have been recast, like, the Ghost was recast. Like, a lot of the original voice actors just kind of aren't around anymore and have been replaced by people with more availability and less obligations to other big projects. But like Lance Reddick freaking cleared his schedule to keep being Zavala, made sure he was always available to help out, and that's why Zavala was always one of the most like prominent members of the Vanguard. Was he was ready to like just hop on and bang out some lines whenever they needed him to.
Yeah. God damn.
And like to have such a huge talent be like that passionate about the thing that he's involved in, that's something you don't want to lose.
Yeah.
Have you seen the articles about all the people like standing with him in the tower?
I've seen a couple.
Yeah. It's crazy just how much like people have come together about this.
Yeah. And just how many lives a person can touch through their work is nuts.
Yeah, like I think it's a thing with gaming especially, because like there have been a lot of times where like an actor I know well has, or I don't know them well. I am familiar with a lot of their work and I've liked what I've seen them in.
Yeah.
Like they've passed, and something about that, like it's sad and it hits if it's somebody that you really appreciated. But there's no, it's a lot harder to find people to connect with about that feeling that gives you. But especially in a thing like Destiny, where like you're constantly around other people, whether you wanted it or not.
Yeah.
And just having everybody be together and everybody knows like what has happened, and everybody is like, you know that everybody who's like been a fan of the series for even a little bit of time, you know that they know who Zavala is and they've probably heard the news because he's not exactly a small name.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the way that can bring people together to know that like everybody's feeling this same thing, and you know that the person standing beside you in the tower is probably thinking the same thing.
Yeah. I think about that a lot with like social games and like MMO type experiences. Destiny only kind of, I mean, I guess it still kind of counts as an MMO, huh?
Yeah, they shied away from the title for a long time, but they've been embracing it more now.
Yeah. And like I just think about like how connected people get to that world and the people in it and stuff. I told you before I ran a Tyria Pride charity thing on my stream last summer. And this thing has been running for years. I just kind of participated in it. But they did like, a march through all the different worlds, and when you'd get into the cities, every, it was the big like, parade of people going through, and then all of a sudden like you'd pass a particular NPC who was like LGBT, and everybody would stop and do the wave emote to them.
Oh.
And like, or like people would run to like to go and see their favorite NPC and then run back to join the parade. And it's just a little stuff like that. It's like, to be one of the people involved in bringing a character in a world like that to life is just, I don't know, there's something magical about it.
I think one of the big things with this Lance Reddick and Destiny thing that's going on right now, one of the other things is like something like this brings together like other communities as well. There was something I retweeted earlier today because I thought it was really it kind of hit me harder than I expected it to. There are other communities that are kind of reaching out just to say like I think the common phrasing between most of them is like more near commander guardians, the like in the case of the Warframe community, like the Tenno will hold the line, or the Halo community says like go and more near commander guardians, the Spartans will hold the line.
Oh.
And it's just like it's a small thing, but it's just like I think a lot of fandoms know that experience of somebody who portrayed a beloved character is no longer with us, and that's not something you have to be a fan of any particular series to kind of know that feeling of like the person who brought this character to life can no longer do that. And just showing any small amount of solidarity with that, to know like you're not the only one who feels this loss, even if they weren't directly involved with the thing that we're a fan of.
Mm-hmm. And like I've been thinking about this just as we've been talking about like the different, you talked about like with like sometimes an actor who portrays in movies like will go and it doesn't quite feel the same. I think it's cuz like we spend so much time inhabiting this place with them, like physically in that space interacting with them. Like it feels kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, it feels a more like even though you don't really get any closer to the person themselves that played the character, it feels like you have more of a connection to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, but it's like
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Man.
Yeah.
Why can't we all just be exos and live forever?
Yeah, really. But yeah, no, that's just something that I've been thinking about a lot. Yo, Zix. Welcome, Zix and friends. I'm gonna drop a little shout out to him here.
Zix, did you get Melania?
How's it going, guys? For everybody who is arriving, if you're not aware of who I am, I'm UnfeelingRug. I'm Damien. I play video games poorly for fun. I do a lot of things. Right now, we're shiny hunting for Lugia. It's our last attempt. By the end of this stream, we'll have been trying for about 16 hours or so, and Zix is
He
victorious.
got her? He got her!
Oh shit!
Oh my god, yes!
Let's go! So is that like the end of Elden Ring?
Oh my god. Melania is an optional boss.
Okay,
You can beat Elden Ring without touching Melania. Melania is the hardest boss from what a lot of people tell me.
Ah, okay. I know
This is
like
the
pretty
the
much.
JRPG. You go off to the side and play 40 more hours to.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. My some knowledge of Elden Ring is like the little tidbits that I get from when Ziggs raids in, and big guy little horse, which I'm told that I'll know what that means when I play the game myself.
You will. I am looking forward to you meeting Big Guy Little Horse.
All right.
I'm watching this clip because I want to see it. Oh, yes!
Man.
Zix, you monster! It's amazing!
11 bosses that stream. Damn.
Holy shit, are you kidding me?
He says the other 10s were small ones that they missed, but still, 11 bosses in one stream is not bad.
Oh my god.
Size be damned.
Well done, Shadow.
Well,
they died in like 5 hits.
Well, you know what they say.
Wow.
It's not the size that matters. It's how you beat them. But yeah, so I play a lot of games. Right now we're doing SoulSilver. I'm also currently in the middle of Pokemon Radiant, or not Pokemon, Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn, Fire Emblem Engage, and we're just starting into the new Bayonetta game, Cereza and the Lost Demon, tomorrow actually. Yo, thank you for the follow, Shadow Spectre. I appreciate having you here. Welcome to the Bread Cult. Um, Yeah, and we also did just reach a follower goal recently, so I'll be playing Buddy Sim 1984 soon and getting the good ending of that game because I've gotten the neutral ending, but have not seen the others yet.
The only thing I'm gonna tell you is it's the first time I like ugly cried on stream.
Oh boy.
Like I had to stop and like just put my hand off the mouse and keyboard and cry for a bit.
Oh man. All right. I
also like I'm waiting for you to do it because I want to talk to you about this game has some metaphors in it that kind of came directly for me.
Yeah. All right.
But we'll get into that when you know what they are.
All right. Sounds good. You know,
God damn it.
Toast, was it me?
No. How dare you, Damien?
Listen, it's better than my usual. One of my favorite dumb lines to throw out is like, "Hey girl, you're a 9 out of 10 and I'm the one you need." So a 4 is like 4 times better than my usual.
Man, so flippantly just insults my standards. Just absolutely fucking unheard of. The audacity of this bitch.
Listen, everybody's allowed to have confidence issues.
I mean, you're allowed, but
No, I don't genuinely think I'm a 1 or a 4. It's just easy jokes.
Zix has too much confidence. No, that's not an issue. That's a good thing.
No, Zix, continue to rock your everything about yourself, please. I'm in full support.
Listen, with luscious locks like yours, no one can say otherwise.
Right?
Did you see him on Saturday?
I did not.
Damien! How dare you? You should go see the VOD.
It's one of those games that I plan on playing eventually too.
Fine.
It sucks because there are a lot of streams that I want to watch.
Come in for just a second to see the Sailor Mars cosplay.
All right.
Alternatively, I will have Zix take glamour shots for you.
I honestly tempted to ask for that.
Zix, what would you do for $5?
Yeah, can I commission some a Sailor cosplay photo shoot? Also, Toast, thank you for 10 out of 10 daddy energy. Thank you. I do my best. It's the dad jokes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Zix, I'll send you $5. Oh, he don't do bucks.
Oh, he only does pounds. Right. Look, be careful. Something's gonna be getting.
Yeah, I think he beat you to it.
Yeah. Look, that can be arranged.
Whew. Is it getting hot in here, or is it just me? Anyway, how many pounds do you need, Zix? Currency wise. Asking for a friend.
Friend is me.
True.
He's been placed with the understanding that he can name a price.
£5? Alright. This can be arranged. What are we, some kind of needy streamer overload?
God damn it!
This was all set up for the perfect joke.
I am some kind of needy streamer overload.
Speaking of being a needy streamer, hey guys, if you have a Twitch Prime sub...
Look, Rye, all you need is some cosplays to show off the merch. I believe that anybody can have an OnlyFans. You just need to have the titanium cojones to put yourself out there.
True. Listen. I'd wear some weird shit on stream. I've performed on stage in a tight dress before.
Wait, what?
Sorry,
I'm sorry.
It must have been the wind.
I must have just... Am I dreaming?
If so, the dream is a
Matching
nightmare.
outfits? Oh my god, yo.
But anyway, no, that was not a joke.
Name your price. Oh my god. Sexy Team Rocket when?
Yo. I'll be Meow.
Look, I think you're not thinking enough about how much Meowth wears. TOS, my man.
Let me see that Ash. This is really low hanging fruit, but Miss D's nuts.
Oh no, I know. I'm gonna send you your 5 pounds later, Zix. I'm asking Damien what his price is.
My price.
Yeah.
See, now I realize that I have the power.
I need you to understand that I am on the poverty line, but I am willing to do dangerous things. Please just be a little merciful.
What if I just make it a sub goal at some point? Gaming in a dress.
Oh, it'll be a sub goal, right?
Yep, you beat me to it. This is... I'm just imagining
is just me like gradually descending into gremlin mode.
some streamer out there probably does have sub goals and dom goals.
Oh my god.
Manage your sub intensifies.
Jesus.
So I'm not gonna go all the way, but I am gonna submit my rough work because I have
Okay.
a very
I'm a fan of rough work.
listen. The only thought that came to mind was a reasoning for why they would call them Twitch Prime subs.
Go on.
It just feels like a horrible joke to make. I think I'm just gonna let you run wild with your imagination on that one. Anyway. This is horrible. Lugia.
I don't know if we can come back that fast from that, but okay.
No, we're going for the whiplash.
All right. So how you feeling about our shiny odds, Dave?
Not great, I'm gonna be honest. We've been here for 2 hours and 18 minutes and 27 seconds. And I feel no closer to getting a Lugia than we were 14 hours ago, game time wise.
Unfortunately, we are no closer. We will just suddenly be there, maybe.
Yeah, this is like weirdest road trip. Imagine
like
just
Sisyphus, we are bound to hell. Anyway, road trip.
So imagine if like you're going on a road trip, right? You throw all your stuff in the back of a car. You sit in the driver's seat and you sit in your driveway for 16 hours and then suddenly you're in Florida.
Oh man, I wish. If it worked that way, dude, I would go on road trips all the time. It's the driving that I don't like. I would sit in a motionless car for upwards of 16 hours. That's fine. God damn.
Now that's the question, isn't it, Rye? Wouldn't you like to know?
Are we gonna name a price on this one?
I was gonna say gift 8 subs.
Hey, Rye. There's a redeem. Ask me anything. You can really test how far anything goes.
Although, I guess you might have your answer just by me asking for subs.
Oh, the timing! 6! Oh, 6!
Holy shit!
You've done it, you mad lad!
What a powerful rim shot!
Oh, God!
The man saw into the Matrix and knew the joke was coming.
Well done. Well done.
I respect the shit out of that.
Oh God! Someone clip it.
Me when my hair's getting too long. Speaking of, I should probably talk to Jack soon.
All right, your work here is done.
have a good night, Six. Thank you for that. That was really good. All right, Lugia, I beg. On my knees. All right, fine. Indeed. What else do we got?
We've done a lot of begging. I feel like I need to take another angle.
Yeah.
Get over here, you son of a bitch!
If this works.
I wish.
Just
Oh,
imagine
God.
the clip. Just get over here, you son of a bitch! And then shiny Lugia shows up.
I was really thinking about there's a TikTok I watched the other day that was like, Bourbon, shake my hand, and then he goes, put her there, god damn it, and the dog shakes his hand.
Oh, I love that. Okay, Loon, have you? This is a little out there.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything about the new Peppa Pig game that just came out?
No. This is a swerve. Go on.
There is, I guess, I don't know if it's some kind of like touring the world game and learning a little bit about various countries.
Yeah.
But there's a bit where they go to London.
Go on.
And they meet Queen Elizabeth. And they splash in puddles with her just outside of the palace.
Oh no.
And then it hard cuts to a rest in peace, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. Which I would never have expected in a Peppa Pig game. And like, hold on, I need to find just for a second.
Breathe.
Just for a second. When I say that
Let's go react Andy for a moment.
I apologize at how scuffed this is gonna be.
Oh my god.
Where is?
Excuse me, God. You ever laugh so hard you have to yawn to catch up? Oh my god.
Like Comic Sans, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in memoriam.
Oh my god.
Like,
oh my god.
who greenlit this? Anyway. And like there is like no time to breathe in between like them splashing around in puddles with Queen Elizabeth and that in memoriam screen coming out.
God. I think it's really funny. Like when you described this to me, I was like, they meet Queen Elizabeth, and I was like, I don't watch Peppa Pig, so I wasn't sure if this was gonna be like she meets Pig Queen Elizabeth or she meets like human Queen Elizabeth. And so the fact of not knowing and then seeing that image and having it confirmed that it was indeed Pig Queen Elizabeth that also died.
Wait, no, she was a human person.
Wait, I thought she had like the pig nose in the image.
No, that was Peppa.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake.
Yeah, I often
wait.
get Peppa Pig and Queen Elizabeth confused. Here, hold on. I'll send you the image so that you can just.
Oh, she is a human person. Okay.
But I do like the thought of Piggy Queen Elizabeth also biting the dust in 2020.
It's because she has the rosy cheeks. I just assumed that she had a pig snout in the middle.
You filled in the information,
I was like,
yeah.
I was violently hallucinating from laughing so hard that I couldn't I couldn't intake enough oxygen.
Yep. Also, Honor, thank you for the clip. I appreciate that.
Oh my god.
What a stream we have tonight.
These are great. I'm like I feel like it's right that we're moving on from shiny hunting, but also like
One last hurrah.
I wanna do more of this just chilling and fucking talking about whatever the fuck comes to mind.
Yeah. No, this is fun.
The Game Grumps format is always the best.
Hell
That's
yeah.
why I look forward to Tuesdays too when I'm just playing with Zix. It's just I like collabs. They're good.
Yeah.
Your honor roll.
Yeah.
But
that was a good one.
oh, does your no? It doesn't yet. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for your Discord to get the soundboard.
Oh yeah.
I promise you, I will bring my very best.
Oh, I have no doubts. No, I want to do more like spending time hanging out with other streaming buddies. I haven't done anything with Sabrina in a while. Sean and Oz and I did a Sea of Thieves stream a while back, like a long while back. And that was fun. We were very bad at the game, but we had a good time.
Oh god, I like Sea of Thieves, but Sea of Thieves stresses me the fuck out.
That's fair.
I can only play it like a little bit at a time, and I need a buddy to be on navigation, because if I'm put on navigation,
I honestly wish they had a version of the game that you didn't have to do PvP, because that's the main thing that I like. And I get it's an intended, like it's kind of an integral part of the game to run into other players.
Yeah.
But my experience with a lot of the game has always been like you run into other players and they are so much better at the game than you, because everybody who tries the game runs into these players who are really good at PvP and gets sunk and gets frustrated and leaves. And so the only people you run into are the people who are like pulling like anchored U-turns in their ship on a like turning on a dime, pulling like perfectly placed cannon shots, launching themselves right onto your deck and just spawn killing you in your own boat. And like there's no room to it's difficult to properly get good at the game and grow and actually do the objectives you want to do when those are the kind of people the game puts you up against, because those are the only other people populating the game. If there was a version where you didn't have to do PvP, I would be all over Sea of Thieves.
I think the best experience that I had playing Sea of Thieves was I had a group for a while, and I ended up quitting because my computer really couldn't run the game, and I was getting more frustrated than it was fun to be around, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I had a group with a couple of friends, and we had a very excuse me. We had a very sharp difference in our levels of experience. So we had one guy who this game was like his fucking life. And he was like able to tell us what to do on any scenario. And like when we would get into fights, we would have him making like shot calls and shit. We had one guy who was like, he wasn't really very experienced, but he had like some like FPS experience that made him good in a fight. And he was utter chaos incarnate. So he had no idea what he was doing. But when we would get into these fights, I remember watching him, not knowing what he was doing because no one had told him to do anything, leaping off of the ship, going under their ship to the other side to board them from behind and put, I think, a powder keg. No, he found the powder kegs on their ship
boat
and started blowing them up And then, for good measure, put a banana on the oven and left.
I love that so much. Also, just before we keep talking about this, Honor, I like the idea. The one thing I will say, if I would have it be a semi-open Discord channel and either let people in that you've already vetted and you can trust, or have like a waiting room that you can pull people in from and kick them out if they are being problematic.
Yeah.
Because having just an open Discord channel otherwise would be, oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the way I do it is I have a channel on my Discord that's just like stream guests, and there's a special role that I can add and remove people from at will, and only they are able to come into the chat, so that I can just have whatever people I'm planning on collabing with, and I can very easily add or remove people if needed. I also just have my dad constantly as that role, and we use this channel when we play Destiny together. You know, my dad and I used to struggle with trying to do voice chat when we were playing Destiny because he plays on Xbox and I play on PC. And so the Xbox app on PC allows you to join Xbox live parties, but it is really finicky in my experience, and it just sucks to use. So for a while we would just like call and both put the other on speaker and we would just be like talking on our phones while we'd be playing Destiny.
This feels like ye olden days for me.
Right?
Yeah.
And then luckily recently they've integrated Discord on Xbox. So at first you had to like join the channel on your phone and then go through some process to link it to your Xbox account and tell it that you wanted to like open the Discord call on the Xbox instead. But now they've just made it so that like right from the Xbox menu you can just join a Discord channel.
Yeah.
So luckily it's gotten to the point where we don't have to do all these weird workarounds or weird like just call on our phone and hope that the connection stays good while he's in the basement.
Yeah.
And now we can just play Destiny without any issues with voice chat.
Hell yeah.
Back in the days of Destiny 1, when it didn't exist on PC and there was no crossplay, it especially sucked because, you know, my dad has always played on Xbox. I was on PlayStation because they had a bunch of exclusive games that I liked, but Destiny specifically, they had some exclusive strikes and exotic weapons and stuff like that. So I wanted to play the version of the game that had more content in it. The problem is, whenever my dad wanted to play Destiny with me, that meant that I had to log into my Xbox account, which, because I played most of my time on the PlayStation, meant that I didn't have any good gear or guns or most story progress.
No.
But we made it work. I still remember bringing my dad through the Crota's End raid with a bunch of randos, and it was an interesting group. I'll say that much.
How so?
It's been a long time, so I don't remember specifically, but there were points where I was worried that they were getting into conversation topics that would make my dad just want to leave.
Oh. Yikes.
But we got through the raid. We got him through. He got some raid gear. More recently, I've been thinking of trying to get him through one of the raids in Destiny 2. Just get together some friends and see if we can get my dad through like Garden of Salvation or something. He will have to be almost exclusively on ad clear.
That is fair.
But he will do his best.
I may not know much, but I'm good at taking instruction. So
Nice.
just point me in a direction and explain me a thing, and I will do it.
You know, I have a pretty decent understanding of most of the raids currently in Destiny 2. Oh yeah, Chris, no, I get you. I get you. I still remember doing my first ever Vault of Glass with you and doing like an absurd number of hours between getting to Atheon and actually attempting to beat him, and like having to split it up over multiple days just to actually beat that raid. Back before they patched all the cheese strats as well. Those were the days.
What else? What else? Hmm.
What else indeed?
Yeah. What has been going on in the life of Loon? Not a lot.
Oh yeah, Chris, that was yeah, because that was like the first like raid type thing I'd ever done in any game. Um, so like the idea of having like high level gameplay with difficult enemies, but then also having like mechanics to try and like navigate and objectives to do to that level of like skill requirement, I guess. Because like I've done the whole like, oh yeah, you've got to kill enemies, but you've also got to go hit these 3 levers in the room. Like that's one thing. But I've never had the like, you know, half your team will be teleported into the past or the future. You have to communicate between yourselves which side of the room to open the portal on, and there'll be these like things that appear in the sky that the people on the outside know what order they spawn, and then the people on the inside have to shoot them. And like there was so much extra layered on top of it that it was just a wild experience. I think Destiny almost lost me before we did that raid for the first time, and then I've been hooked since. How's the weather? Uh, I don't
It's
know.
March. It's been like, honestly, the this year's winter has been weak as fuck. At least on my side. Normally my area gets like absolutely pounded by snow. Um, this year we have had like, I think like one snowstorm, maybe two, and they've been comparatively not a lot of snow. We did have that one day where it was snow and thunder, which was very weird. But other than that, like, honestly, it's been a really mild winter.
Yeah, we haven't had
Um,
too much going on around me either. Like we had a couple, we had one or two like heavier snowfalls, but that's about it. Not much to
yeah.
write home about otherwise.
Normally it's like February to March is when my area just gets completely destroyed. It's just like snow, ice, everything horrible.
Yeah, just the
So
whole
much.
shebang.
But no, it's just kind of been, it's like it's a bit chilly, you know?
Yeah. On one of the days we got heavier snow, my sister and I went out to like pick up some food from a place nearby. And while we were there waiting for them to make our food, a delivery guy comes in with like a hand cart full of boxes and stuff, and he drops off the first round of boxes, and he looks at one of the employees in the store, and he just vaguely motions to outside, and he goes, "What the hell is all this?" And he goes, "I was supposed to be off today." And then he just storms back out to load more boxes. I'm like, honestly, I feel you, man.
I gotta be honest, being irate with the weather might be a new great form of comedy. Like someone nearby is responsible. Like
Yeah, like specifically the employees of this burrito place. He just, what the hell is this? Like, I'm sorry, sir. Would you like a burrito? Will that make it up to you? Perhaps a quesadilla instead might warm your spirit.
Man, I want a quesadilla now.
True.
Oh, sounds so good.
Yeah. Destiny raids are always one of my favorite things to do. I haven't done a lot of raiding lately, but it's just it's always a good time. Like it feels just so satisfying when you can get through and just like nail an encounter. Back in my Destiny 1 PlayStation days, I actually had a group of guys that I would raid with pretty consistently. We did all the raids in that game together. We played pretty often. Like at least weekly, we would do at least one raid together. I have not talked to those guys since Destiny 2 dropped. I don't even know if they all still play together, honestly. I never knew any of them in person. It's just a group that I LFG'd with once, and we clicked well, so we started playing more.
No.
But I hope they're out there having a good time, whatever they're doing.
Yeah. Honestly, we should do the new one sometime.
Honestly, we should just do all of them sometime.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I want to build up the clan to have more Destiny friends and just try and have enough that we can get some kind of regular raid group going on.
I need to drag some of my friendos into Bread Cult Discord who play Destiny. I've had you play with I think 2 of the others other than Honor. Actually, I don't think you've ever played with Doc.
We talked with Doc for a while, but I don't know if we might have played once.
Yeah.
Destiny 2 being free is a big asterisk.
Oh my god, speak of the devil and he shall appear.
Oh shit, there's Doc. Thank
you.
you.
Hey Doc, could you do me a favor? Discord. Could you come join the Bread Cult so we can play Destiny 2 later?
Yeah, Chris, that's what I was gonna say, is like Destiny 2 is technically free to play. In that you don't have to pay to get into the game. But really, most of the content that you care about and are going to end up playing, you're going to have to pay for some of it. Like raids, dungeons, story campaigns, all of that is locked behind some kind of expansion or pass or something.
Yeah.
You can
So
get in and you can get in and earn
free.
guns and wander around the patrol zones and play some strikes and Crucible and stuff. But a lot of the like more interesting game content is stuff that you have to pay for. I would say I would never like turn someone away from downloading the game and trying it out to see if they like it.
But it's probably a good idea to give them an honest understanding of like it's free to start.
Yeah,
but
like,
I don't think I would call it free.
Yeah, the way I always put it is like the free portion of Destiny is a really good demo to see if you like the gunplay and stuff like that, because I think that's a lot of what like had me hooked, was just everything felt good to play.
Yeah, Zix has said the same.
Like, say what you will about Bungie's practices in a lot of other aspects, but they have nailed the actual gameplay of Destiny. And And that's really what has kept me coming back so consistently, is just like it's hard to find a game with that level of polish in like in what you are able to do as a player. And then everything else kind of gets me to stick around. All the challenges to do and
Oh yeah,
okay.
Duck.
Okay, Loon said that you guys were all running around with a gun
With
that you were all doing the same.
The same gun. There were the
Knowing-
thing was this Sweet Business was one of 3.
Okay. So yeah, I was gonna say, knowing now that Sweet Business was involved, holy shit. Were any of you running Titans with the oh, what's that chest plate?
Barrett's a hunter. I don't know what Joey plays. And Duck's a warlock.
No, okay. So the reason I ask is because Sweet Business is an auto rifle. There is a Titan exotic chest plate that I'm currently pulling up my inventory so that I can remind myself of what it's called. Actium War Rig. It slowly reloads the auto rifle that you are holding from reserves, which for Sweet Business as a primary auto rifle is infinite ammo. So you can hold down Sweet Business for a while before you eventually have to reload. That chest plate, like, I think quadruples the amount of time you can hold it down before you have to reload.
Oh my fucking god. The funniest thing about it was, like, I don't have the gun. This was my first experience of it. but the 3 of them had it, and I could always tell where they were, even without knowing how to use my radar very well. Because I would be walking along and I just hear
Yep. Oh yeah, Queers of the Falling Star is the other one that I use a lot on Titan for PvE content, because that's the one that just makes your Thunder Crash do an insane amount of damage.
God damn.
Man, great times in Destiny.
Yeah.
I was saying that we should try and get a gang of Rat King enjoyers together and see about doing some kind of high level content with a full squad of Rat Kings.
I'll have to find out how to get this gun.
I believe for you, if you don't, since you don't already have it, it'll be in the exotic kiosk. Because it was a questline gun with a location that has been vaulted.
Gotcha.
So rather than having the questline still in the game, you just get the correct materials and purchase it.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah, kiosk gun. Chris can confirm. Thank you.
Yeah.
But no, it's a dumb gun and I love it. It's a sidearm for context. What other dumb fun things can you use? If we're counting heavies, I've always liked oh, what's it called? Hold on. Because I still have my inventory open.
Was Prometheus Lens the laser beam one?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I had it correct.
Tractor cannon, that's the one. The heavy shotgun that just blasts things away from you. I remember back in the day that being useful for one specific raid fight cheese. Because for a while the meta was to use a bunch of swords on the one boss's foot before any of the actual mechanics phase started, and just like absolutely chip it down to nothing before it could really require you to do any mechanics. And part of that was one person would just bust out or like if the team wasn't quite getting enough damage normally, one person could bust out tractor cannon and it would have a debuff that would make the enemy take extra damage. Dude, Crota was weird fun. I enjoyed sometimes just throwing myself down into the hole at the beginning, into the darkness full of infinitely spawning thrall, and just seeing how long I could survive down there. there's a debuff that would apply to you slowly over time that would just like remove your ability to sprint or double jump or anything, and you'd eventually be like slowed to a horribly slow crawl basically. And there would just be infinitely spawning waves of thralls and cursed thralls after you. And you would just get overrun. Yeah, that was one of those raids that like it didn't have a very high skill ceiling. You could just go in and it wasn't a super long one either. You could rock through it pretty quickly.
You'd simply vibe.
Yeah. Like honestly, I could see them slightly reworking some of the mechanics and turning it into a dungeon. But yeah, no, that was a good time. I think I liked all the raids in Destiny 1. Vault of Glass, honestly, iconic. There's a reason they brought it back. Crota's End, just chill. King's Fall, very epic. Also, there was a reason they brought it back. And then Wrath of the Machine just was cool. I also really liked I liked how Wrath of the Machine had like an actual like a specific way to get Outbreak perfected or Outbreak Prime out of it. So the one thing about bringing back Wrath is actually exactly that, is that Outbreak Prime is now Outbreak perfected and there's another way to get it now. So they'd have to like make a new exotic basically to tie it to the raid. Which I'm not against, it's just it kind of changes the idea of bringing something back and kind of keeping everything as close to original as they could. It's kind of a weird new state of things that they'd have to work around. And yeah, I want Icebreaker back too. They're never going to give it to us because they're cowards who are concerned about the ammo economy, but you know, it's a relic of a bygone era, unfortunately.
I'm gonna need context.
Okay, so Icebreaker was a special ammo exotic sniper rifle.
Mhm.
When you were using it, special ammo wouldn't drop. They would just like you'd never get green ammo bricks. But instead, what it would do is it would just like slowly, it would slowly regenerate ammo over time. So I think up to a maximum of like 6 or 8 shots or something like that. So basically, you would just have a sniper rifle with technically infinite ammo. You just have to wait for it to refill. But because of that, it was the only, I think, the only gun in Destiny 1 that you could never run out of ammo for, because that was back when primary ammo was drops too and not infinite. And so, like, there was one encounter in the Vault of Glass raid where if your team was well equipped, everybody could just stand up on the ledge before the encounter with a team full of icebreakers. Yeah, oracles. And you could just do the entire encounter from the safety of far away from where any enemies spawned.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this ledge like
Across the map away, got it.
yeah, like the enemies wouldn't even shoot at you that you were far enough away.
Oh my god.
Good times. But yeah, that was the one raid encounter where it was just like it was a like get out of jail free card basically. There's the free space on the bingo board. I'm still mad they took away the ability to choose who was going through the portal to Atheon. Because back in the day, there was the final boss of Vault of Glass had a mechanic where he would like teleport half of your fire team to a different location, and you'd have to like figure out where they were and bring them back through a portal by opening the right one. Before they patched it to make it just like a random pick of 3 people, he would pick like the 3 people who were standing the furthest back in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And once the community figured that out, it became very easy because you could pick the same 3 people to always be the one sent to the other room, and as long as they knew what they were doing, you were golden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it was definitely not something that they intended people to figure out, or like whatever way they had him select people, they didn't realize that it did that. But once people figured it out, it became very easy because you could just say like these 3 people are our best people to be in the portal, and these 3 people are our best to be outside. So when he starts that animation, just make sure you're standing in one of the 2 locations.
Ah, gotcha.
So it definitely made things more like interesting in that people had to actually know what they were doing and be comfortable in both roles.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool to have, like, even if it was unintentional, it was cool to have some level of influence over how the mechanic played out and choosing your roles, which turned
Yeah.
into something more common in future raids of just being able to pick who was doing what rather than like somebody randomly chosen.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm trying to think of, I don't think there's a lot of stuff in recent raids, if anything, that has that like randomly being chosen for a role. Like there's things where like in the final fight against Axis, not Axis, is that right? No, Tanix. At the end of the Deepstone Crypt raid, you can be randomly picked to be the person who gets like detained briefly, but there's no roles that get randomly picked. Everybody still can do any role as long as they're in the right spot for it.
Hmm.
As opposed to something like King's Fall where the runner is just one of the 6 people and you have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, D2 Atheon changed things up. I liked the ways they kind of mixed up a little bit in the raid. Good updates. Yeah, no, King's Fall is rough. That's one that I would be worried about bringing my dad through because especially he struggles with the jumping stuff. So if he was ever chosen to be the runner during that fight, we'd be hard pressed to survive that run. But anyway, long story short, big fan of Destiny.
Doot noot. Sometime, I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight, but sometime soon this week, I want to play some more Gambit. I've just been really enjoying Gambit.
That's fair. It's one of those modes I've got a love-hate relationship with it.
That's fair.
Because like I really like the idea of it, but it has literally gotten like it has gotten negative attention since the last update. Like
Bungie, please.
that mode has less maps than when it launched.
Oh no! Why would you tell me that? No, I know why you would tell me that is because I would want to be informed, but still, I'm upset.
Maybe trying it with Strand might reinvigorate me a little bit. I might have to
Fair
give it a
enough.
shot at some point, but I don't know. It's just, it sucks when like I mean people complain about Crucible not getting much love, and I totally understand that considering they like we used to get like 4 or 5 maps come out with an expansion back in the day, and now we're getting like maybe 1 per expansion. But yeah, Gambit having received basically no, not even like comments on the state of it recently. I think they did it
Ugh.
before Lightfall launched. They did a big like state of the game, and they talked about a lot of overhauls they were doing to a bunch of systems. Gambit wasn't even mentioned. Like you could control F on
No.
that document in Gambit and zero results.
No.
And they still listed as one of their core 3 game modes, along with Vanguard and Crucible.
I will. I will go to Bungie. I will. I will. I don't know what I'll do. I'll lay in the middle of a populated hallway and
And
start yelling.
weep openly.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, thanks for hanging out. I hope you sleep well. I'm sorry that shiny Lugia will forever evade us.
Yeah. It's looking like we might not get him. That's okay.
It's fine. This is the one.
This is the one.
All right.
Ah!
You heard me too early. I actually said it just now.
Mm.
That would have been great.
No, no, no. It's gotta be not this one.
Not this one. Next one, you thinking?
Yeah, next one.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we've had awful luck with Lugia, Alex. We have been
It's yeah.
we are approaching 16 hours, give or take, of hunting for this lad.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to let him go.
Man, me when I fire Lugia. Well, let me tell you, the A button on this controller and the control and the R keys on my keyboard are getting a lot of work today. They're gonna wear out faster than any others.
I mean, that's fair. The A button does usually go the fastest.
Yeah. Yeah, I can believe it, Alex.
Oh my god.
Oh, I have to, over the course of the next week or two, while we're doing Cereza and the Lost Demon, I have to, during my off-stream time, finish my 100%ing of God of War.
Oh yeah.
Because there is one thing left that I gotta pull up on stream very briefly before we start in Ragnarok.
Gotta god that war.
Yeah, dad of boy.
I love him. I would die for my son. I've had a really fun experience of I decided to spec like there's you can put your points into your X, your shield, so on and so forth.
Have you gone fully into boy?
I was like, Atreus is gonna be the biggest badass possible. I've given him every ability he can have, so like I don't think I'm great at the game. So I'm fighting off like two dudes. I'm feeling real cool about myself, and then I turn slightly to the left, and like Atreus is standing over just like a mound of bodies. Just
So,
like, did I do good?
you and I have the same brain cell because whenever there was an Atreus upgrade ready, that was the first thing my experience went towards.
Yeah.
You gotta buff up the boy, you know? He's a good kid.
He is.
I don't know if you acknowledged it at the time, but I'm still very proud of a very dumb joke that I made in your chat one time.
Which one?
Because I joined while you were playing God of War, and you were going through that dungeon where when you get to the end there's like the ghost of the guy whose son killed him. And you were like, our son's learning about betrayal. And I said, more like betray us, am I right?
Uh...
And then I don't think
Yeah.
anybody acknowledged it.
I don't think I saw it. No. Oh, I'm glad you brought it back. I'm glad you brought it back. That was worth it.
It's dumbest joke, but I was so proud of it. We love betray us. Okay, Alex, I firmly believe that he knew exactly what he was doing with that speech, and he was trying to make sure that more people could get Steam Decks.
What?
Christopher Judge, the voice actor for Kratos, he did a speech at the Game Awards, and he talked for a long time.
Oh no!
But the Game Awards stream, they were giving away a Steam Deck every minute to somebody that was watching the stream. And so I believe that he dragged that speech on for as long as possible to get people more Steam Decks, because he's a hero.
Good. He is a hero.
But he could have also just been insanely drunk.
That's fair. Maybe both.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he got drunk and he was like, I've got the best idea.
Hold my beer. I still love the guy who I forget his name. Is it like Joseph Ferris or something? Who worked on like A Way Out and It Takes Two and all that.
Yeah.
He has a reputation at the Game Awards.
Oh.
Because when they won an award for A Way Out, he got brought up to accept the award, and he was talking on the mic, and he was giving his acceptance speech. Yeah, Joseph Ferris. Okay, good. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but he went up on stage and he took the mic and he was saying a lot of stuff. And at one point, I believe, like, because I think it happened around the same time as the Oscars that year, and he was like, "Oh, you know, everybody's watching the Oscars, but fuck the Oscars. Like, this is what we're here for." And like, I don't think he was informed that he wasn't allowed to swear. But that's become a little bit of an iconic moment. And then when It Takes Two had come out and he was back at the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley joked like, "Oh yeah, you know, like the developers of It Takes Two are here, and I see Joseph out there in the audience. Keep a mic away from that man." Except It Takes Two also won an award, and so Joseph Ferris went up to accept.
Oh my god.
And during that speech, I don't remember if this is the exact phrasing, but he said something along the lines of, "Oh, it feels like just yesterday I was up here saying fuck the Oscars." He knew exactly what he shouldn't have done, and he said, "Bet."
Oh my god.
Absolute hero. Oh yeah, and they won Game of the Year, which from what I've heard, absolutely deserved. I need to play that game soon.
It Takes Two? You haven't played?
I have not. I've seen like some clips of people playing, but I haven't played it myself.
Oh, you should play. I played it with Zix and it was a blast.
Man, I will play it soon at some point, I'm sure.
Let me know if you need a second.
I think I might have somebody lined up, but I will let you know.
Okay.
I would say mood, Rye, but I'm literally sitting here with friend and friends in chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you better not say mood.
Listen, I can mood while also be sitting here with a friend.
Chat, he doesn't see me as a friend.
Don't do this. I'm gonna hold my tongue. Anyway. Yeah, but like that, A Way Out, what was the other one? There are a number of like games that required two people that I've been wanting to play but haven't had the chance to. Trying to think of what other ones come to mind.
Like I said, I was thinking back to what has been going around in my collab section of the Discord. Somebody talked about Pico Park. I want to end some friendships. Um, I'm like, there's like a part of me that's like, the dream is to get a gang of 4 together to do Stardew, but like, I also feel like getting everybody to schedule for a 4-man Stardew is gonna be hell.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, it's on the docket, but it's like in real tiny font, like maybe we'll do it, maybe we won't. I don't know. Probably, but maybe not. I don't
Yeah. Loon, I've been telling you this. I've mentioned it to you before, but I've been wanting to try getting like a bunch of friends together to do Mario Party intermittently.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun.
Hell yeah.
And just like mix and match groups.
Yeah.
Introduce people to each other, you know?
I'd be down. Mario Party is a good icebreaker game.
It is.
It's also a good icebreaker,
It's a good
and then like
ice-maker game.
immediately backstab, you know?
Yeah. You get to know
like,
somebody.
nice to meet you. Give me your star, bitch.
Yeah, like you get to know somebody, you hone in on their weaknesses, and you exploit them. All within a nice, like, 1 hour game session. Or they say it's an hour, but it always goes longer.
I have to find out, does the Switch have a decent online Mario Party that can be played, or would you want to go for like emulating like an older one?
I feel like if we wanted to get the maximum number of people that could do it, it might be better to emulate an earlier one. And because I know like Dolphin has good net play.
Yeah, okay.
Because otherwise, like, you're counting on everybody having a Switch, everybody having a copy of Mario Party, everybody having Nintendo Switch
that
Online.
starts to become an expensive collab.
Yeah, like if you can just get people who have, like, if they have decent enough PCs that they can stream or game on PCs, they'll likely be able to emulate an older Mario Party game, and netplay shouldn't be too hard to figure out.
Yeah.
So I feel like that might be the way to go. And then you can just like pull whatever group of people are playing into Discord and or if worse comes to worse, there's always if I can hook up. Ooh, I wonder if this would work. This might be something I'd try with you at some point soon.
Yeah.
If I can hook up Steam Remote Play together and get it to run Dolphin through Steam, I can set it up where basically it would stream my screen to people, and they would be able to it would basically send their inputs back to me. So that all I would need is that I can emulate the game, and as long as the other people have an internet connection that can see the video and a controller they can play with, we're good.
Fingers crossed that the delay on that isn't too bad, though, because Mario Party requires a fair bit of reaction time.
Yeah, I haven't done it often, but it has been pretty decent in my time trying it.
Yeah, we'll have to test it out and see.
Yeah. Oh, it can be pretty bad. I've had it be decent for me before. I guess I guess we'll have to see how it turns out.
Yeah, we'll experiment. We'll try different methods and figure out a good way to get. Because if you want to get a lot of people, then that would be good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, it might. I feel like Dolphin Net play might be the best case scenario. Because I mean that's probably even better than Nintendo's online infrastructure. I'll be honest. Ooh, Parsec. I'll have to look into that. I haven't done anything with Parsec before. I don't think.
Oh, I've played a little bit with Parsec. There's a tiny bit of delay, but it's not too bad.
Okay. And I mean, hey, if we get Net play working, we could also do like a Kirby Air Ride stream.
Oh my god. Oh, I haven't thought about Kirby Air Ride in forever.
I feel like we talked about it during my Extra Life stream, actually.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, because weirdly enough, I have a memory of running through one of the areas in Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade and talking about trying to figure out Kirby Air Ride on NetPlay.
Yeah.
And then we just never actually did it. It sounds like those people should get controllers.
I think with Parsec, you can do controllers, or you can have like, I guess you would have to do like a really fucking awkward honor system where like one person would have the WASDA and then another person would have another set of buttons to move or whatever. Because
Yeah,
I think
because it
that
also
it kind of basically gives control over the keyboard and whatnot.
yeah, because Parsec is basically everybody hooking into your system, basically, right?
Yeah, and it's somewhat secure because I think it's only on one window, but basically, yeah.
Yeah, because there's no way to distinguish what, like, if you have multiple keyboards, there's not really a way to distinguish what keyboard is sending the W key signal.
Yeah, I don't think so. No,
So
that's why it's a little bit awkward.
yeah,
But
but
we'll
having
figure
multiple
it out.
controllers hooked up, it's easy to know, like, this controller is sending this input, this controller is sending this
Yeah.
input. So that's controllers are usually better when you're trying to play multiple people on one game on one system anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm not really too surprised.
Yeah. What was I thinking about?
We were
It's
talking
not what
about
I.
Kirby Air Ride on NetPlay.
Oh yeah. I do want to play Kirby Air Ride. It wasn't what I was thinking of, but as soon as I said that, I thought about how I need to go and get the emulator for Animal Crossing Population Rising and add that into my schedule very soon.
Oh
Because
yes.
I have been craving
Now
making a town.
I would absolutely be down to join you for that. Okay, this would take a bit of work to figure out. But I would love if we could set up that we could do like both stream Animal Crossing at the same time and have kind of in the corner of our streams the other person's stream. Like if I were to stream my screen to you on Discord and
Yeah.
you could capture that window and put it in the corner of yours and then vice versa.
Zix and I have done that before. We can figure that out.
I think that would be so fun. Just both hang out and do Animal Crossing and compare our experiences.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I would absolutely be down to have you join me for a Kirby Air Ride Nostalgia Trip night or series of nights.
Yes.
Although really if we're playing for like 4 hours of Kirby Air Ride, I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be mostly City Trial.
Yeah.
And like those are in like 7-minute bursts, so that'd be a lot of City Trial in one night. I could see that being like a one night deal.
Yeah.
And then just occasionally hopping on and playing it again. Maybe we push for that after we're done with Fire Emblem.
I'll have to figure out how to set up how to set up Dolphin on my end, but I'm sure you can help me with that.
Yeah. Okay, so I was thinking of calling it soon, but now my game is slowing down and I can see that my webcam is running
Oh
into a delay.
yeah.
So
What is happening there?
I have no idea, but I think this might be a good time to call it, since I was thinking of doing so anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is weird, but I'm just gonna get to a silent screen. Okay, I'm gonna go to the ending screen and close this. I don't know if that's gonna help my mic or my thing catch up. That's weird.
No Lugia.
Yeah, but we did our best. So
We did.
thank you guys for joining. This has been good. I'm gonna see if somebody's online. I see Cozy Little Bean is playing Stardew Valley right now.
Ooh.
That might be a good one to hop over to, because we've just been chilling, and that's a pretty chill game.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
let's go read
let's
Bean.
go see Cozy Little Bean. Everybody, make sure we go send some love over there. I'm gonna. Everybody say Rug Raid as loud as you can in their chat. And go hang out over there for a bit. Go show them some love. Thank you guys again.
Yeah.
This has been a good time. Thank you, Loon, for joining. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.